welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and a very good morning to you. It is Thursday and we are gearing up for a fantastic day because on Thursdays we love to bring you all things tech. Now we have the one and only Grant Hines. He is our tech guru and he's going to be reviewing a bunch of things for us. And first up is the review of Game Store's Roblox game, and we will find out why it is currently the #1 Roblox game played in South Africa. And then we also have Kuhle, who is connecting with us live from Johannesburg with the Samsung team to find out what the top Black Friday deals are for televisions. And that is something I know a lot of you would love to capitalize on. And finally, Grant reviews the latest in fitness watches and the new Garmin Phoenix 78. In fact, it's a 7S. It is Sapphire Solar Edition. So he will unpack all of that. But what is your Feel Good Breakfast Show without some entertainment? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have the First Lady of Kwaito, Tamara Day, in studio, and I can promise you it is going to be a cracker of a Thursday. Well, I'm not alone. I've got the rest of the team to say good morning to. Hey, gents.
Good morning, and hey, gent.
Good morning. Yeah.
Are you ready?
I am. I'm excited. It's the Cricket World Cup.
I know. Lest we forget, there was a Rugby World Cup, now there's a Cricket World Cup.
You know what, I think that we're having such a good sports week. You must be, like, shining.
I am. I'm living my best life. Now, I'm starting to get over the rugby. It did take me a couple of days or so to kind of find focus
again. The whole country isn't over the rugby. What are you talking about?
No, and it never will be. For the next few years, we won't be. But we do have to refocus our attention, our efforts, of course, on the Proteas. The other guys at green and gold doing the most in India right now. So we thought we've been championing these amazing players because this is a team sport, undoubtedly, but you need those individuals to put their hand up. And for me, Quinton de Kock obviously is that guy at the moment, but we thought we'd put it to you. Who is that player that gets you going in the morning? Who is that player that gets you fired up and inspired, that gets that Protea fire burning? We'd love to hear from you. 063-408-8863. We're going to get very excited about cricket. I've got Kyle and the boys coming in from Western Province, and of course, the champions of the South African game right now, and I feel like we undercooked them completely because the Rugby World Cup final was happening just about on the same day.
Do you think if we win this weekend, we're going to get another public holiday?
I think we will, my
If we cheer enough, maybe Cyril will listen.
Yeah, he will, and we do play a part. Even if it's in a strongly worded letter, we are here for that. Now, we are going to be inspired by some incredible sporting moments this morning, so stick around for that. But we do have 3 hours of a lot of fun to squeeze out with you this morning, so stick around for that, and let's get that started with those important news and sporting headlines. Then the fun can begin.
Well, let's start off with national headlines. Minister of Finance Enoch Godongwana, in tabling the medium-term budget policy statement in Parliament yesterday, said that South Africa's economy had grown by 0.9% despite high levels of load shedding, and there was a 0.8% growth in the real GDP in 2013. The minister also mentioned that there would be an extension of the COVID-19 Social Relief of Distress grant for another year, with 34 billion rand allocated. The tourism sector grew more than 70% due to some 5 million visiting international tourists, and South Africa's agriculture expanded by 7.8% in the same period compared to 2022. And staying with our local news, the city of Tshwane has welcomed the Public Protector's report on the Hammanskraal water situation. The improper functioning of the Rooiwal wastewater treatment plant has caused significant distress for the city, leading to pollution in the Arpies River and downstream water supply. To address this issue, the city has allocated 450 million rand to a 3-year plan to upgrade the plant. Celiers Brink, executive mayor of Tshwane, says the study of the report's findings, he will study it and take appropriate action. Moving to news beyond our own borders, King Charles, who is on a state visit to Kenya, has spoken in Nairobi of his great sorrow and regret over what he described as the wrongdoings of the British Empire during the Kenyan struggle for independence. However, he didn't formally apologize for past abuses. Meanwhile, Germany's president has expressed shame for the colonial atrocities his country inflicted on Tanzania. German forces killed almost 300,000 people during the Mahi Mahi rebellion in the early 1900s. President Frank-Walter Steinmeier was speaking at a museum in Shongea where the uprising took place. And Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said yesterday that going by statistics, Russian air defense systems will shoot down all F-16 fighter jets promised to Ukraine in a matter of 20 days. Speaking at a meeting in Moscow, Shoigu claimed that a total of 1,400 air targets, including 37 Ukrainian planes and 6 ATA-CMS missiles, were shot down in air battles in October. He said Ukraine had run out of reserves, its soldiers were demoralized, and despite the supply of new NATO weapons, its army was retreating. And bringing it back home, Soweto-born director Mpumi Mbele's Music Is My Life has made history as the first documentary to be selected at South Africa's submissions at the 96th Annual Academy Awards, otherwise known as the Oscars, in the coveted category of International Feature Film. The documentary narrates the story of the late Joseph Shabalala and his rise to superstardom with his band Ladysmith Black Mambazo. In recent years, South Africa has been unlucky at the Oscars in that category. Its previous 4 submissions, Barakat, Tourbos, Knuckle City and Sow the Winter to My Skin, failed to pass the first stage. South Africa only ever won in the category previously called Foreign Language Film in 2006 with Tsotsi. Well, that's where I leave your morning headlines for now. Let's take a first look at your sport.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Let's get a little crazy over cricket right now, seeing as the rugby is done in a remarkable display of cricketing prowess. The man of the moment, really, Quinton de Kock, notched his 4th century in the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, while Rassie van der Dussen was explosively secured his 2nd ton in the process as well. So the Proteas triumphing by a substantial 190-run margin over New Zealand in Pune. De Kock scoring a very composed 114, clearly in his stride now, and van der Dussen smashing 133. Then with ball in hand, Keshav Maharaj claiming 4 wickets, and Marco Jansen, who is finding form at the right time, took 3, restricting New Zealand to 167. So the Proteas now securing their 6th win out of 7 matches, showcasing their excellence in ODIs right now with an 8th consecutive 300-plus total when batting first. And of course, that run rate looking great as a result. Now, our next big challenge, probably the biggest of the lot, up against hosts India at Eden Gardens in Kolkata on Sunday. It's going to be tough. Now let's look at the flip side of that coin at the World Cup. In an unfortunate turn of events, Australian all-rounder Glenn Maxwell will be absent from the upcoming Cricket World Cup clash against their arch-rivals England, and embattled England at that. So media reports have revealed that the 35-year-old sustained a concussion and significant bruising when he fell from a golf buggy after a night round during a break in the tournament. Oh man, this marks the 2nd freak accident for Maxwell within a year. While he'll miss the upcoming match against England in Ahmedabad, Maxwell is anticipated to hopefully make a return for the later stages of the tournament. They're certainly going to need him. Now we turn to tennis, and Novak Djokovic made a triumphant return to the court yesterday, effortlessly defeating Thomas Echeverry 6-3, 6-2. So the victory solidifying his top-ranking position once again, especially since his 2 closest rivals suffered losses at the Paris Masters. Gave him some breathing room. Djokovic participating in his first individual tournament since his September US Open win, securing the win in just 1 hour and 24 minutes. So Djokovic's next opponent is Dutchman Tallon Griekspoor. Meanwhile, 2nd seed Carlos Alcaraz, he was upset by qualifier Roman Safulin, and earlier on the 3rd day, Daniil Medvedev experienced a panis tantrum, losing 6-3, 6-7, 4-7 on the tiebreak there, 7-6, 7-2 on the tiebreak on that one to Grigor Dimitrov. And then we move on to footballing accolades. Nigerian sensation Victor Osimhen has been selected as one of the 30 nominees for the 22-2023 African Player of the Year award. So the prolific Napoli forward led Serie A's scoring charts with 26 goals last season, netting 10 in the 2023 African Cup of Nations qualifiers as well, including a remarkable 4 in 1 match. Some other contenders hail from Morocco's history-making squad, understandably. They reached the World Cup semi-finals in Qatar, including Singh, Yassine Bounou, Ashraf Hakimi, Sofiane Amrabat, Hakim Ziyech, and Youssef N. Nesri. Some superstars on the rise. Some past winners, well, they come with an incredible name. Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah are also among the nominees there, just to underpin how important this award could be for those players. And we're going to continue to talk cricket in just a moment. We will bring you our local stars, so stick around for some more celebrations on the sporting front. But right now, let's get a taste of what the weather has in store.
Thank you, Graham. Well, the South African Weather Service, they have issued yet another fire danger warning. Extremely high fire danger conditions are expected over the David Kruiper, Kai Garib and the Karreeberg local municipalities in the Northern Cape, where it will also be very hot. The Weather Service also expects showers and rain along the east coast and the adjacent interiors, with morning drizzle along Mpumalanga and Limpopo escarpment. Isolated thunderstorms are expected over the northeastern parts of the Northern Cape, and for tomorrow, the Weather Service forecasts isolated thunderstorms from the north to the eastern parts of the North Cape, Northern Cape, and the Eastern Cape. Well, on that note, let's take a look at your temperatures for today. Uppington, brace yourself, 37 degrees Celsius for today. Please stay hydrated. Well, we love a beautiful sunrise view, and our sunrise view for this hour was sent in by Yolanda from Cape Town, and this is what she had to say. Good morning from the waterfront, looking forward to a beautiful day in the mother city. Wow, what a fantastic sunrise view. If you would love to share yours, do so on our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863.
Oh, thank you so much, Zozo. Yes, I am very excited. Mitlali Mpongwana and Calvarena, the reigning champions of the One Day Cup, are here. Yes, Western Province have done it after almost a flawless season, and I cannot wait to get into that conversation in just a moment.
Yeah, and we've got a competition that's running on social media. We want to know from you who your favorite hero. I like to think of them as heroes. Like,
well,
we
they
have
are
sports
performing like heroes at the moment.
In the Cricket World Cup is. And let us know on our social media, or you can text us.
Yeah, show us some love. 063 408 8863 if you want to drop us a voice note. Obviously, after the Proteas' dominance yesterday over New Zealand, a couple of stars putting their hands up. Who is your favorite? Let us know. We'll delve into the conversation on the other side of this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Let's get even more excited about sport right now. And when we hone in on cricket, there are many reasons. So Western Province, they followed the form that they've had this entire season, emerging victorious in Cricket South Africa's big one, the One Day Cup, defeating the Northwest in a thrilling final at Newlands. And we are joined by Western Province captain, fantastic, Carl Verena, and star player on the day, Mklali Mpongwana, to discuss their spectacular tournament win. And of course, that moment, but of course, the build-up to that, where they have been incredible. Congratulations, men.
Thank you.
I felt so guilty because obviously we were speaking to you before one of the biggest moments in the local cricketing calendar, the day before the Rugby World Cup final. And so hopefully you will forgive us for kind of being a bit focused on that. Take nothing away from what you've achieved this season. Captain, well done, brother. Can I shake your hand, dude?
Of course.
And I mean this in the least condescending way possible, because I can remember walking onto a field with you when you were like a teenager, it feels like so much has happened. How good does it feel to see all these threads coming together, this team coming together in this way after this season to seal the deal?
Yeah, it's been incredible. I think we've had such a good season up until this point. So yeah, to get over the final hurdle and win the final is really special. It's been so long since we've won a trophy at Western Province. So yeah, just really proud that we got to do it this season.
And you kind of took it on your own shoulders to kind of set that course. Talk us through your own batting performance. That was a knock.
Yeah, I mean, came in with a bit of pressure. But I think, yeah, like we spoke about in the build-up to the season, if it's your day, you got to make it count. Yeah, things went pretty well for me on the day, so just really happy that I could contribute. Yeah, to do it in the final means quite a lot.
Buddy, you're just nodding your head there like a boss.
Yeah.
Because you can, dude. You can now. How good does it feel to step up in those moments when your team needs you, when you've got to kind of underpin what your team's done this whole season, and you were there, dude?
I always say this, when the team is under the pump, I like those kind of situations. I pride myself on those kind of situations. So I'm very happy to do what I did on that final. Yeah.
How do you measure an innings like that? Because there's two of you kind of driving that dynamic, and you've got to balance each other out, but you've still got to be an individual. It must be such a difficult thing when every second is important, but you've still got to have a long-term vision. How do you find a balance like that in an innings? Or are you just going ball by ball by ball?
Yeah, I think you just try and take it ball by ball. I mean, we were under so much pressure when Pops walked in. That, yeah, I think we didn't want to look too far ahead. I think we sort of set ourselves small goals along the way, and yeah, fortunately it worked out. Yeah, such a great day.
Yeah, no, it really was. The bowling this season has underpinned at critical moments, and I think the unsung heroes are often because batsmen, you get a ton and you're suddenly the man of the match, literally. But there have been consistent bowling performances throughout. What's the balance like in this team right now? How have you been able to maintain, because it's been an insane run into the final?
Yeah, I think, like you mentioned, the bowlers have been incredible. I think got to give a lot of credit to our bowling coach, Rory Kleinfeldt. I think the game plans and stuff that he's had for the guys has been incredible. But yeah, I think everyone in the team has stepped up, but we can't really take what our bowlers did for granted. I think they were phenomenal this season.
You can see it with the Proteas squad at the moment now, getting that kind of balance right. How important is that to know that the guy on the other end, to know that the bowler that you're kind of relying on, to have a feeling that that system is secure? You back your brothers completely, but there is a system at play, and you mentioned what Rory's been able to achieve in that sense. What is clicking for the Proteas right now? Is it as simple as the guys are getting massive amounts of runs, we can follow that fire, because there seems to be a lot of fire? What do you think's clicking in that Proteas squad at the moment?
Mainly because we've lost André Gnocchi. There were lots of questions asked. Is this the bowling lineup that we have? Is it strong enough without our main guy who can clock 150 clicks?
Yeah.
And they replaced him with Gerald Coetzee, and he's been doing...
Stepped up?
Yeah, he stepped up to the job. So I think it's fantastic. Something special there. They can make something special, yeah.
How do we beat India in India, in Kolkata?
It's going to be really difficult, but I think we're in such a good place at the moment. It's probably our best opportunity to do so. I think if the boys keep doing what they're doing, we'll have a good chance.
Yeah, man. We're not calling them favourites. Not at all. I like the fact that we don't do that, but they're favourites.
They are.
They are the favourites. I cannot wait to see what this click, now that this team has found this balance and this click, cannot wait to see, because I have the benefit of being old, man, so I get to see these ebbs and flows, and what this means to Western Province is massive. So congratulations and thanks, man.
Thank you.
On behalf of all the blue and white in the world right now, congratulations, Western Province. An incredible performance, individuals and as a team. Let's hope this kind of fire is inspiring the Proteas as they take on probably the biggest challenge of their journey so far.
You know, one thing about being South African is that we excel, and we excel at whatever we put our minds to, whether it's innovations or inventions, and even at sport, especially at sport. And because the Proteas are entering their semi-finals this weekend, we want you to tell us, who are your top Protea players? You can hit us up on our social medias with the hashtag Expresso Show, or you can share your voice notes with us at 063 408 8863. So let's go to social media now and have a look and see what other people are saying. Sadiq has said that Marco Jansen is a brilliant all-rounder. Yeah. Nancy said that it is hard to say Quinton de Kock and Jansen... Quinton de Kock and Van der Dyson? Wait, I can't read this message. This is text speak. Do you understand this? I'll need to get someone to interpret that for me. Adrian has said that Heinrich Klaassen, teams just fear him. Yo, there's some cheers in the background over here. So much that they would rather have the other batsman bat than have him come to the crease. You know that you are feared when that happens. Yeah, and then Jenny said that Quinny and Miller... And, Marco Jansen's back again with Amina's saying it. So, yeah, we've got, I think, Marco Jansen, if we're going by numbers here. But let us know on our social medias. Make sure that you hit us up on Facebook, or you drop us those voice notes on that line for us. Yeah.
Oh, well done, son. It's all about having an open mind and learning. We'll teach you how to speak cricket, my friend. I absolutely love it. There are so many opportunities to be inspired right now, and we want you to get your head in the game and play all of your favorites. Sports Stake, Sports of Games. Be in your game, yo.
Yes. Well, listen, Sports Stake is a sports pool game which draws, but you bet on fixtures instead of numbers.
So you can buy your tickets now in-store at nationallottery.co.za as well, or using their mobile app. And you can get cell phone banking connected. You simply dial *120 *7529# for that USSD.
Play responsibly. Players must be 18 years or older. For the latest terms and conditions, go to nationallottery.co.za. Good luck.
And good luck, yeah. Welcome back, you beauties. Why am I so happy this morning? Because I get to talk about cricket all over again in a stunning display of cricketing prowess. Of course, the Proteas, well, they're coming good almost in every match, but they defied the odds, vanquishing New Zealand with a resounding 190-run victory to secure their coveted spot in the World Cup semi-finals. Quinton de Kock and Rassie van der Dussen setting the stage ablaze with their extraordinary performances. And there have been many throughout this World Cup, and this put the Proteas at #1 spot on the table. And it all but guarantees that all-important semi-final berth. But we do have the small matter of India to face. And, of course, joining us to chat about this, the very celebratory Western Province players, of course, our one-day Cup champions, Carl Verena and Mihlali Mpongwana. Gents, thanks so much for sticking around. Having you here is a great opportunity to get into the mindset of players in a tournament like this. And obviously, you've tasted a bit of that firsthand. How difficult is it to come good in a tournament like this? And obviously, all eyes are on you as an individual. It's one thing to execute the plan. It's another thing to go up there and step and hit 100, to go and do that under that kind of pressure. Where does that come from as a player? Is it a very individual thing? Is it a 3-year arc to get there? Is it the breakfast you ate in the morning? What's that magic, man? How does this click like this?
I think cricketers are quite superstitious, so it could be the breakfast that you eat. I don't know.
Yeah, the undies you're wearing for the day, your
there
socks.
You go.
Yeah?
Exactly. Yeah, but I think, honestly, it is a bit of an individualistic sport, but I think being surrounded by good teammates is pretty much what gets you over the line. And it looks like the Proteas have such a nice environment at the moment. It looks like they're having so much fun and sort of all doing what they need to do. And I think as an individual, when you're in an environment like that, it's sort of easy to just go out there and do what you need to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep referencing the rugby, but we saw it with Mani Lebok as well, how the team stepped in. What we thought was going on was not what was actually happening. And sometimes a player needs a breath, a moment, to be able to breathe. Quinton de Kock had that moment. He chose to take a step back for himself, announces that he's leaving, and then plays the cricket of his life. Is that why this has happened? I mean, he must be on a different level at the moment, but there is something in this man, and it doesn't look like he's close to being done yet.
I think with Quinton de Kock, he's a very special player. I think I had the opportunity, one game to play against him, and you could see the quality. And once he's in that kind of form, then there's nothing that's going to stop him, I think, yeah.
And people are starting to mention, like, Herschel Gibbs' name with his, and there's certain players, when you look at other sports stars, like at a Gary Play Invitational or something, and you look at the way top international sportsmen are looking at them, you're like, wow, okay, maybe there's a level to this game that I can't even see. Because I'm not that. I'm not you guys, and I don't fully understand that. We've got so much explosive power in this batting lineup, and I think that's the most terrifying thing, is you get one scalp, but then you've got 2 or 3 stepping in. Rassie van der Dussen has proven what he can do, and he seems to do it almost every time, yet we are still kind of waiting. But he is dangerous. He has got to be feared by every team in this World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best batters in the world at the moment. And yeah, he's part of such a strong top 6. But yeah, every time you look at the scorecard, every time you're watching a game, it just seems like Rassie's in the runs. He's so consistent. Yeah, I think he's a massive part of our chances to win the World Cup. If he keeps doing what he's doing, I think we'll be in with a good shot. Yeah, such an incredible player.
How do we win this World Cup? Is it on the balance of we've got the most runs and we need to keep, because that seems to be where we're at our most comfortable. We've had some great performances chasing with the ball, but it just feels like we need runs, but we also need our bowlers and that balance kind of to be found. I thought this was all going to be about the slow bowling because this is in the subcontinent, but it kind of feels like a bit of movement seems to be catching people out, and the pitches have been okay. So that being said, how do we get this balance? What's going to win a World Cup in India when you now see how these teams are playing and the pitches? What's going to be the secret for the Proteas, do you think?
I mainly think it's mainly the build-up. You know, I think if you've watched the history of this World Cup, when we're chasing, it's a bit of an issue. But if we're defending, then we've come up on top. So I don't know what the makeup is going to be. But I think the build-up is very important to the semi-finals or final, whatever situation we're in. Yeah, it's pretty much that, yeah.
And we've seen the arc.
Yeah.
They're eating the right cereal. I know you're going to message after this. You're going to be like, put your undies on, dude.
Yes.
Put the undies on, bro. Do it. Yeah, thank you so much for being a part of this amazing sporting narrative this year. Yeah, I get the advantage of seeing younger kids who know you, who maybe even went to your school, they need to see you guys doing this. It matters, it really does, because there will be a thread to the next young player that I walk onto a field with and shove a microphone in his face. It happens, and you guys are doing it. So thank you so much. Cannot wait to see what the next step is. It's going to be an incredible sporting year, and we can feel how it is uniting people, not around some big political notion, but around amazing sport, and how amazing it is to see our performers going out there and shining as individuals, but doing it for each other. So congratulations once again on the One Day Cup, gents. Western Province are champions. Hopefully the Proteas can follow suit.
Oh, well, listen, from real games to online games, stay tuned. Oh, I always get so excited when Grant Hines is here, because that means we get to get ready to plug into the gaming world as we sit down with the one and only Mr. Grant Hines. And today we are talking about the game store's Roblox game, currently the #1 Roblox game played in South Africa. Now let's uncover the gaming tips and tricks that have made this Roblox game in a South African triumph. Grant, from a gaming perspective, like if we look at the landscape of South African games, what is it about Roblox that's just completely taken off?
Look, Roblox, for those of you who don't know, is a user-generated game where it's kind of like a virtual building block simulator where you can build whatever kind of game and universe you want. And when Game launched this entire platform on Roblox, they launched it last year for Black Friday, and it's kind of just built I think South Africans have kind of like lashed onto it, because what they did was they created a space with lots of really cool local things that we recognize. There's hardy-dars in there, there's potholes in there, there's a lot of in-jokes as South Africans, and I think it was really nice to laugh at ourselves and like have a good time. And it's not something you see in other games, right? Because you see all these AAA international titles that they just don't offer like our personal experience.
So does the game have load shedding?
I think there is references to it, yes, which is very clever. But yeah, it's such a cool little space. And I think the last time I checked, there were like 16,000 people playing the game. Sure. And there's just a lot of interest from South Africans in it.
Oh, I love that you mentioned that that's some of the things that makes this game set it aside. Now, how does Roblox cater to the individuals? Like who is Roblox for?
Okay, Roblox is actually for everybody. Okay. And I do, you'll find a lot of kids play it, but I really encourage adults to jump in and play. And this is a great opportunity because you can have a laugh. Look, look at the roads flooding. No one's cleaned those drains. And this is a taxi rank.
Too soon.
There's buri vendors. It's a very cool space that we relate to. But because it's a fun. There's no clear objective to a lot of Roblox as a game. There is an objective in the game one. The cool part is that you can play with your kids and mess around, kind of like you're sitting on the floor building bricks, you know. And I think that's one of the exciting parts about it. And then also just understanding where your kids are playing and who they're playing with and playing with their friends. I think it's very important that we get to do this with our families. Some of my best memories growing up was like playing Mario with my mom, you know. And this is the memories that you're going to create with your kids. And what a great time. If you're not into gaming or if you've never played games, this is a game that you can jump in with your kids and just have a laugh.
It's a great introduction to it. Now, how does game set it apart for the South Africans or anyone playing the Roblox game?
Well, firstly, like I said, they started last year and they made like a metaverse experience. And I don't know if they realized how it was going to catch on and how cool it was actually going to become. And now we are a year later, and this whole place is just evolved. It's flourishing and it's evolved. There's local clothing that people are designing. You can see like local outfits, just virtual items that like South Africans are contributing to the space, and it's just expanding. And I think that's what Game did. They made a virtual space that they knew South Africans wanted to be in and take part in. And big ups to Game for doing that. That was very cool. And that's how it appeals to everybody.
That's quite exciting. So now I'm thinking, okay, if I want to play the game's Roblox game, do I need to go online? Is it something I need to download? How do I play it?
You can play it on your phone. You can download it from whatever app store that you're in. Just download Roblox, and these are servers. So just search game stores in that server.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Grant Hines, I love talking games with you. And to play the game, visit the Game Roblox store page and click the play button to see what makes this game a nationwide sensation.
Now, we know our matriculants are going through the most at the moment. It's all about exams, so we're going to give you some practical advice from an amazing panel on how to work out that study schedule so you can give yourself the time, a bit of breathing room, and you can remove the stress out of what can be a very stressful, but what should be a triumphant time for you. And then, of course, when we speak about stress, it has an effect physically on our body, and we're going to look at how that translates in the gut. There is a massive connection there. How does our stress affect our well-being? We're going to hone in on that in just a moment. Stick around.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, we all have unique ways and different ways of learning and applying ourselves. However, finding out what works for you will always, allow you to own your future. And here to delve more into the world of learning hacks are our panel of experts. We have educator Amida, we have Senzo, who's a tutor at Cape Town Tutors, and university students Chloe and Danielle joining us on the couch. Welcome to each and every one of you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to start off with Amida and Senzo. As an educator and a tutor, you play a key role in making the students understand the work curriculum. But everyone has a unique way of processing the information and learning. So what are some of those different methods, and which type of student would benefit most from it?
Did you want to go first?
I'm happy to go first. So there's different ways in which one can study. So it depends also on the subject. So maybe if you're someone that's doing maths and trying to get ready for maths, diagrams is probably the way that you want to go, so more of a visual way and actually engaging with the work. Whereas maybe if you're doing something like history or you're doing something like economics where you have to retain a lot of information, then you need to use techniques that can help you to be able to retain information. So that includes things like when you're studying, then you read aloud and then you also repeat yourself. And then that makes you to be able to remember information more. So those are some of the study techniques that you can be able to use for different subjects.
I was one of those individuals. I found that the minute I wrote things down, I absorbed it. And I had to work with acronyms to remember bulk information. But perhaps, Amida, you have other techniques you found your students gravitate towards?
So he's just mentioned that, but for me, I think time management is most important. I think people juggle all the time, they procrastinate, they say, oh, let me get to this, or whatever the case may be. But like he said, acronyms works as well, but with languages, it's more, I feel that you should practice more. So past papers, cue cards and things like that also work very effectively. So testing yourself regularly. I feel like people will, or students, they in class, they on it, they know what's happening, and then in the exam, it's something totally different.
Okay.
So testing yourself really helps.
Oh, definitely. Now, I feel like we need to reach out to the students here who, you know, is still in the heart of all of it and have to do study plans and schedules. What are some of the key things you keep in mind when do you even work out a little study timetable for yourself? Okay, I'm getting a nod from Chloe and a no from Danielle. So let's talk about your different study methods. How do you approach, you know, an exam's coming up?
Okay, when exams starts, I would know when I'm starting to write. So I would start with, okay, I'm writing this subject on this particular day and plan according. So for the whole week, I would set up a timetable. I would look what comes first and what is last. So what I write on Monday and what I write on Friday. So Monday is obviously priority.
Yes.
Friday is, okay, I can still go through the things. And I would set every day a certain time limit for myself, like hour and a half, every day more than once, to go through work and then take it from there to see what I still need to go through and what I do know already and I don't need to go through.
Okay. How much time do you allow yourself before a test? Because I know you get some people that, oh, the day before, oh, I'm writing tomorrow, let me open my book for the first time. That doesn't work for everyone.
So I would take about 2 weeks to plan ahead. Okay, I have 2 weeks to study for this particular thing. I need to get to if I write on the 1st, I need to be done by the 1st.
Okay.
And not the 31st.
I hear you. I hear you. Now, Danielle, I want to know your way of, you know, you've got a test or an exam coming up. How do you prepare for it? Because everyone has their own way. There's no right or wrong way. It's what works for you.
So for me, I about also say like a week before, I am a procrastinator, but like a week before, I make sure that I'm revising over old work so that when it comes closer to the time that there's nothing new that I have to be learning. And towards the end, like I'll say like 3 days before, that is when the grind of me doing past papers, and also I work a lot in like groups, so like in groups of friends, because you never know, like somebody might have a different understanding of something that just makes something click for you.
Okay.
And then those are the people that get you the marks in the exam.
Well, you know, you need that help. You need that community around you, whether you are sharing past papers, whether you're sharing techniques, or even just discussing topics. That's another way to retain information. Perhaps I can ask you, as one of the educators, I know you teach a language, but how can we help students? What methods are there to help them retain information?
I feel I must touch on to what you said again. There's different types of learners. So visual learners, people that learn with diagrams. That's myself. I love drawing, adding.
Mind map?
Mind map, definitely. I color code my things. So I know, okay, this is 2 marks allocated here, 3 marks over there. So sort of training my brain to know I need to pay more attention to this. And you know, I don't need to go crazy over the next section. So I do feel, again, it's about planning.
Planning.
Planning, definitely. Yeah.
Senzo, any tips for the students embarking on their exams, year-end tests? You know, it's crunch time now.
Yes. Yeah, there are definitely tips. So there are students that are at different levels in terms of their performance. So there are students that are already performing and doing well, and perhaps they want to get that 80 to a 90 to a 95, whatever the case may be. So for those students, it would make sense to perhaps chuck down the topics and maybe highlight them that, okay, cool, these are the topics that I'm happy with, that I completely understand, and then classify some topics into topics that these are the topics that are difficult for me, and so I need to make sure that I work through them. And then you want to dedicate most of your study time towards those topics. And then for students that are not have a great year but still want to try and save the year, then in that case you want to sort of like focus on the topics that you know. So because it's pointless to focus on the things that are difficult when you're not able to grasp some of the things that are easier to you. So focus on those things and try to build up confidence there. So if you take maths, for example, there's typically the first question, question 2, it's typically the same, and it's typically the easier questions. So you want to make sure that you get a lot of marks there, and then when you go into the harder topics, you've already built up confidence in order to be able to do well there.
And you can take a little bit more time and make sure you get through it, work through it. Well, you guys are our panels. Thank you so much for joining us today. And for you, I hope we got to, you know, just teach you different ways, or at least show you that each individual, you know, studies and retains information differently, but it's all about finding out how you can do it, and that is proudly brought to you by BioPlus.
Thank you so much, ladies. Zoe's had her plug-in. I want to find out more about how games got game in Roblox. So we are back with our gaming legend, Grant Hines, diving into the phenomenon of game stores' Roblox game. They've got something right, and currently South Africa's #1 Roblox sensation in the gaming journey continues right here. This feels like a maturation. So often, and you must have felt this far more than me, when people want to get into the gaming space, gamify something, it feels like it's for the sake of. It's following a trend. It's, if you're going to do it properly. And they've nailed it. It just feels like this is one of the first times we've seen the game and that connection and the thread just click.
Yeah, like, often people want to get into video games because games are popular, right?
Yeah,
and they want to get into those spaces. Yeah, and it's a community, but they often aren't necessarily welcome in the community. But what Game have done is something so clever. So for those of you who don't know what Roblox is, it's kind of like a world-building, like puzzle, or not puzzle, it's like a building blocks that you create your own worlds, you create your own universes.
Yeah.
And these are called servers. And Game have created their own server, which is the most popular one now on Roblox. So, and it's completely South African. It's just like, and that's what they got right. They were like, South African gamers want to be noticed and they want to be seen in their games. And they created a space where we are seen and we are noticed. And there are jokes. There's a Boris vendor, street vendor. There's Hadi-Das, there's potholes. There's tons of South African garb and get up, and it's created by the community, and they welcomed everybody and they said, come, contribute. And that's where the user-generated content comes in.
Yeah, user-generated content, because it's a mechanism that you want to work, and it's not just an algorithm that you can apply and it's going to work. It needs to represent the individuals and give them the opportunity to be represented like that. And I suppose it's worth knowing that gamers are all individuals with very different paths, different likes, different kind of pressure points and things like that. Advice for game developers, people wanting to make this mark, because I love the fact that we are now providing opportunities for South African gamers in this space. We're putting our kind of ecosystem on the map. What advice do you have when looking at what's worked here for other game creators to get this balance right, to get that buy-in?
Look, if you're making a world for South Africans, speak to us as South Africans.
Awesome.
Don't copy what other people are doing abroad, but also we are South Africans, right? We're like, think about what you would want to see and would like to see in the game, and that's really important. And you know, it takes a very special space for a company like Game to bring out a server and get people to want to make things and want to create content in this universe. And you can see like how beautiful the world looks and how fully fledged it looks, and it's something that's a lot of fun for people to explore. So I think what's happening is people are downloading the server, they're jumping with their family or with their friends and just having a laugh, you know? Like, it's kind of like satire, a gaming version of satire on ourselves, which is very cool.
I mean, kind of need that version of social commentary right now just to take the edge off and have a little bit of fun. There is an opportunity now. A platform has been laid. I don't think, as Game go into everything kind of wholeheartedly, I don't think they expected this to be this successful, because no one's really got that balance right. So how do they take this the next step? Where do Game go with their Roblox server from here?
Well, they've approached it kind of like a metaverse idea. They want it to be a living, breathing world. So I think that it's going to be a nice touchstone for us to see what Game are doing in the real world, virtually. And you go explore game stores in a virtual world, in a virtual environment if we can. And yeah, I think that's how they should be using it. And I think that's what South Africans are going to expect when they go there. And then obviously every time you log in, there's going to be a few South African jokes.
Yeah,
to throw in along the way.
completely. Yeah. Well, there are going to be many with the way the World
is
Cups
World
are
Cup?
going
Yeah,
at the moment.
yeah.
How far away are we from Graham's digital version of himself going to a digital shop, doing all of his shopping digitally, and coming home to his digital house, and then that being shipped to my house?
Well, Game do have online stores, right?
Exactly. I love it, buddy. I love it when these things come together, not just around a popular hashtag or an algorithm, but because right from the base level, they've got it right. And I think in this case, it speaks to the community. Congratulations, Game. Well done. So to play the game and have a little bit of fun, you can visit the Game Roblox store page, click on the play button to see what makes the game a nationwide sensation right now. They've got it right.
Well, it's all fun and games on your feel-good breakfast show, but we're going to get a bit serious when stress comes into the mix. What is the impact that stress can have on your digestive system? And then we promised you entertainment. We're going to catch up and also get a performance from Tamara Day visiting us today. So stay tuned to your feel-good breakfast show.
Only you can make my day.
Yeah. Look, not every day may go your way, but we've got something to lift your spirits right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
You can win R1,000 cash weekly by going with Albany, the perfect bread in an imperfect world. First up, feel the freshness, and then enter by heading over to the Expresso socials, onto our Facebook page, our X and our Instagram pages, and answer a very easy question. Look at it.
Oh, wow. Well, make sure you include the hashtag MyPerfectAlbany in your answer to win big. Now, the competition closes on the 8th of December, and your T's and C's do apply. Oh, finally.
That is perfect. I love it so much.
It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining what has been a real mixed basket this morning, and we are loving it. And this kind of has special relevance for both Grant and I. Right now, we're diving into the intricate link between stress and digestive discomfort. If you've had a spastic colon, you will know what I'm talking about. And life coach Kirsty Melmid, I think, has had such a thing. She is here to unpack the different causes and maybe some soothing solutions like Adco that can help you find relief from the daily grind. Sometimes a little bit of relief goes a long way.
Oh yeah, no, like trust me, it can be so debilitating to those of you who don't know about it, and when it does come, it comes completely unexpectedly, especially at this time of year. So Kirsty, could you help us explain the connection between stress and digestion? How does this work?
Yeah.
Sure. So anytime you experience a stressful event, your nervous system sends your body into fight or flight so that you can then deal with that stressful thing. And part of that process is releasing the stress hormone cortisol into your system. And how that affects our digestive system is it slows everything down so that your body can conserve the energy needed to fight the stressful thing rather than, you know, go through the digestive thing. Exactly. And so that has an immediate effect where you're going to experience things like bloating, cramping, heartburn, for some people diarrhea, for other people constipation.
Even lack of hunger probably as well.
Exactly. It can inhibit your need to want to eat. And now imagine long term what that's going to do.
And you layer that over a bad diet or too much calorie intake, as I'm discovering now on this journey that I'm on, suddenly things can get squirrely. How prevalent is this? You obviously have the majority of the people coming to you need help in an area. How often are you connecting those dots between physical discomfort and what we would perceive to be an emotional or intellectual stress?
I'm going to be honest, pretty much every client who comes my way has some kind of physical manifestation of an emotional problem. And a lot of the time that's to do with digestion. I mean, they call the gut the second brain. It just helps you process everything.
I mean, we learned that in martial arts, one of the first areas that you learn to attack is this nerve center, this gut center that controls so much of the body. It's intense.
So sensitive.
Yeah, so Adco, right? It's the solution to this, and it's soothing. How does it work, and when should we recommend it for your patients?
Yeah. Well, look, I'm not a doctor, so I can't be giving medical advice. But what I can say is that a lot of the lifestyle changes that you can make that are going to combat stress are very hard to put into practice when you're experiencing these debilitating symptoms at the same time. So if you can take something like that that's going to help you with heartburn, for example. Heartburn is just the worst when you have heartburn. You can't function. So just soothe those symptoms as best you can with a product like this, and then you can go and implement all the lifestyle changes that are going to help with that bigger picture.
How does it work?
How does it work?
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know exactly. I'm not a medical doctor.
It works quickly, and I think that's the thing.
But I know it works well.
No, completely, and it does beg the question because there are practical ways that you can start this journey towards well-being. And often we think of the complex big thing, certainly with emotional things. I think it's always like that, but it's just the first step. So relieving the symptoms can help in that sense to just focus on something else. That being said, what advice do you have for someone wanting to take that first step when they've gotten to the point specifically where the physical body is telling you, listen, something's up, something's gone wrong, something needs to stop. It literally is giving you the signs.
Exactly.
What should that first step be?
So there's looking at the bigger picture and there's looking at the daily things. So like for myself, I had terrible stress-related digestive issues when I used to work in a corporate environment, and that just wasn't for me. And as soon as I became a life coach, my symptoms literally disappeared.
You started helping other people.
When I started helping other people, when I started doing something I enjoyed, I was passionate about, I didn't have that daily hectic environment, and that was just what worked for me. So sometimes you need to look at the bigger picture and say, what is causing the stress on a day-to-day, and then do things to support yourself. So physically, go see your healthcare provider. Do something to relieve the symptoms. Make sure you're eating a diet that works for your body. Exercise, the answer to pretty much everything. Meditate, go to therapy, go see a coach, all of that stuff.
Thank you so much, man, Kirsty. It means so much to me, this kind of conversation, and you've been a great insight to both of us.
I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now, which I absolutely love. And I love the fact that there is a bouquet, a basket of various resources that you can tap into, whether it's just to help with the symptoms or to really make a shift. But it starts with that one first step. And of course, we're going to aid you in the process because, of course, you have the chance of winning 5,000 Rand in cash this week with Adco. And all you got to do is simply reply to our competition question that's on our Expresso, our X, or our Instagram pages, and tell us this: which foods have you stopped eating completely because it gives you heartburn? I think most of us have a trigger. And don't forget to include that all-important hashtag Adco in your entry.
Yeah, competition closes on Monday, the 6th of November at midnight, and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Good luck.
It's a minute after 7. Let's look at those national headlines. The University of South Africa, UNISA, has welcomed the ruling by the High Court in Pretoria that the decision by Higher Education Minister Blade Mzimande to appoint an administrator for the university was unlawful and in breach of previous court orders. Mzimande had appointed Professor Iron Rensburg, former Vice-Chancellor of the University of Johannesburg, as the new UNISA administrator for the next 2 years. UNISA spokesperson Nolwazi Mwabi said the university believed that the court decision was sound and correct. Staying with our local news, Minister of Finance Enoch Godongwana, in tabling the medium-term budget policy statement in Parliament yesterday, said South Africa's economy had grown by 0.9% despite high levels of load shedding, and there was a 0.8% growth in real GDP in 2023. The minister also mentioned that there would be an extension of the COVID-19 social relief of distress grant for another year, with 34 billion rand allocated. The tourism sector grew more than 70% due to some 5 million visiting international tourists, and South Africa's agriculture expanded by 7.8% in the period compared to 2022. Moving to news abroad, the Rafah crossing from Gaza to Egypt has opened for the first time since Israel's siege began more than 3 weeks ago. 335 foreign passport holders and 76 wounded Gazans have been able to leave so far. Israel says 15 of its soldiers have been killed in its Gaza operation since Tuesday. Israel has been bombing Gaza since the 7 October Hamas attacks in the country, in which some 1,400 people were killed and 239 were taken hostage. At least 8,700 people have been killed since Israel's retaliatory bombing of Gaza began. And King Charles, who is on a state visit to Kenya, has spoken in Nairobi of his great sorrow and regret over what he described as the wrongdoings of the British Empire during the Kenyan struggle for independence. However, he didn't formally apologize for past abuses. Meanwhile, Germany's president has expressed shame for the colonial atrocities his country inflicted on Tanzania. German forces killed almost 300,000 people during the Mahi Mahi rebellion in the early 1900s. President Frank-Walter Steinmeier was speaking at a museum in Shonga where the uprising took place. And 27 South African companies and services have featured at the 17th annual Gala of World Luxury Awards in Athens, Greece. They walked off with winning titles, some best of, regional, country, continent, or global. Global winners were the Two Oceans Aquarium in Cape Town, which received the award for Best Aquarium globally, and African Bush Camps, which took the award for Best Safari Company globally. Among the more than 20 others which won Best of titles were Kirstenbosch National Botanical Gardens, claiming the award for Africa's Best Botanical Garden, and Lyft, which bagged the award for Africa's Best Domestic Airline. Travel industry professionals, media and consumers worldwide were invited to cast their votes for these awards. Well, congratulations to all the winners, and that's where I leave your morning headlines for now.
Thank you so much, Zozo. Let's start with the good news first. In cricket, a remarkable display of cricketing prowess. Quinton de Kock notched up his 4th century at this year's ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, while Rassie van der Dussen secured his 2nd ton, and what an explosive performance. So the Proteas triumphing by a substantial 190-run margin over New Zealand in Pune yesterday. So de Kock, he continued to do what he's been doing. He put together a beautifully composed 114. Then van der Dussen Jansen smashing 133. And then the boys, as they've done, backed it up with the ball earlier. Keshav Maharaj claiming 4 wickets. Marco Jansen taking 3 as well, restricting New Zealand to just 167. The Proteas securing now their 6th win out of 7 matches, showcasing their excellence in ODIs and the balance in that team right now. Their 8th consecutive 300-plus total when batting first. Clearly, we like the chase in that order. Their next challenge is against India. Doesn't get much bigger, at Eden Gardens in Kolkata on Sunday. It's going to be kind of a mini final. Now, you look at the flip side of that narrative in cricket at the moment at the World Cup, and in an unfortunate turn of events, Australian all-rounder Glenn Maxwell is out of the upcoming Cricket World Cup clash against arch-rivals England. So media reports have revealed now that the 35-year-old sustained a concussion and significant bruising when he fell from a golf buggy after a night round during a break in the tournament. So this marks now the 2nd freak accident for Maxwell within just a year. While he will miss the upcoming match up against England in Ahmedabad, Maxwell is anticipated to make a return for the later stages of the tournament. Now let's turn to tennis. And Novak Djokovic is back where he left, really. Triumphant return to the courts on Wednesday or yesterday, effortlessly defeating Thomas Echeverry 6-3, 6-2. So this victory solidifies his top-ranking position, especially since his 2 closest rivals suffered losses at the Paris Masters. So Djokovic, participating in his first individual tournament since his September US Open win, secured the win in just 1 hour and 24 minutes, made it look easy. So his next opponent is Dutchman Tellen Griekspoor. Meanwhile, 2nd seed Carlos Alcaraz, he was upset by qualifier Roman Safulin, and then earlier in the day, 3rd seed Daniil Medvedev, he melted down, experienced a Paris tantrum, losing 6-3, 6-7, 7-6 to his old foe and friend Grigor Dimitrov. Now we turn to football and more African accolades. Nigerian sensation, he was obviously going to put his hand up for this. Victor Osimhen has now been selected as one of the 30 nominees for the 2022-23 African Player of the Year award. So the prolific Napoli forward has been in incredible form, led Serie A's scoring charts with 26 goals last season, netting 10 in the 2023 African Cup of Nations qualifiers as well, including a remarkable 4 in one single match. Some other contenders hail from Morocco's history-making squad, expectedly, which reached the World Cup semi-finals in Qatar, had us all believing, including Yassine Beno, Ashraf Hakimi, Sofiane Amrabat, Hakim Ziyech, and Youssef Nasri, to name a few. In past winners, well, it underpins just how big this award is. Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah also among the nominees as well. This is going to be a coveted title, whoever gets it. But that's where we leave our sport for this hour. We'll touch on those headlines at 8. The roads should be waking up by now. Let's get you to work safely.
Thank you, Graham. Well, let's start off with traffic in Germiston, Johannesburg. There's a vehicle broken down. It's a truck on the N12 eastbound. It's before Elands Interchange. 2 lanes are affected. Please drive carefully. Then in KwaZulu-Natal, Durban, traffic lights are defective at the Phoenix Highway and the Trade Center interchange. Exercise caution while driving. And in Cape Town, there's some congestion on the N7 northbound. It's at Bosmansdam Road. Expect delays and add more travel time to your morning. That's your traffic. Let's take another look at your weather. And news on matters water this morning is that Johannesburg's Water Acting General Manager for Operations, Logan Munsami, says some areas in the city will soon experience a complete shutdown of water as their reservoirs remain at critically low levels. These areas include Hurst Hill, Crosby, Auckland Park, Jan Hofmeyer, Vredesdorp, Sophia Town, Coronationville, Westdean, Lynmeyer, South Hills, Oakdean, Rosettenville, Klip Rivierberg Estate, Kensington, Benrose, Yuppiestown and Winewood and surrounding areas. The water supplier held a media conference yesterday morning at its head office in Newtown. Munsami said that as an intervention measure, reservoirs' water supply would be cut off daily from 9 o'clock in the evening to 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, that's the latest on your news. Let's take a look at your temperatures for today. Those are your temperatures for your Thursday. Well, let's look at your sunrise views. This one was sent in by Christelle Froman in East London, and she said, good morning from Nahoon Beach Corner. Have a great day. Well, thank you for that, Christelle. We appreciate that good morning view. And if you would love to share yours like Christelle did, message us on 063 408 8863 with those sunrise pics.
Oh, I love the fact that I get to connect with old friends. And yes, Tamara Day is here, you gorgeous thing. Absolutely love you. I'm so good. She's going to be performing. We were joking. I heard the first riff as I was walking in this morning. I'm like, oh, Tamara's here. You know the sound, and we're loving getting an opportunity to catch up with this incredible human being. And she is getting her game face, getting into the zone. Just for you this morning. Then, of course, we've got Nkanyezi Kobeka, who has got a brand new bag, baby. Music Connect on S2, a fantastic opportunity to connect with the heart, the rhythm of South Africa. Stick around, we're going to connect with this beautiful human being as well on the other side of this. Let me dance. Are holiday digestive issues bothering you? Well, Adco Myogel has your back with a chance to win 5,000 Rand in cash each week.
Answer weekly questions on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages, including that hashtag @GoMyogel, and it could be yours.
So don't let heartburn ruin the fun. Those T's and C's do apply. Good luck and stay comfy during the holidays.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. I promised you a musical connection. Well, Music Connect is going to give us that. And we find out just how much is going to be channeled through this opportunity through probably the guy with the most hectic work ethic on the planet, Nkanyezi Kobeka. He is professionally known as one of the most talented DJs and music producers in the country, undoubtedly. His unique branding strategy and innovative positioning as a musical artist has listed him as one of the most influential and followed in the country as well. He backs it up, baby. Let's welcome him to the Feel Good Breakfast Show platform. Good morning, my friend. How are you, my brother?
Good morning. Thank you so much, man, for having me today on the show. I'm super excited.
I love it. I know this is outside of your comfort zone. This early in the morning is just rude to be waking you up and talking to you. So thank you so much. Because in my mind, I kind of envision you working the whole night because the amount of content you create, it almost feels like you never stop working. You release new music every 2 weeks. Is that a rule or is that just the way you built? Talk us through this work ethic, my friend.
You know, this whole concept of releasing music every 2 weeks, it's something that I decided to...
Oh, I need to hear you. Just hang on a second. We seem to have lost a bit of audio there. Maybe you've muted yourself. It's dropping beats right now. It might be dropping the coolest beat we've ever heard. Oh, we seem to have lost audio there. If you can hear me on your side, we'll try and connect that again in just a moment. But of course, we have an opportunity to be able to connect to South African music through his lens in a brand new show that is going to be airing on SABC2 called Music Connect, Sunday at 8:30 p.m. And it sounds like I can hear him. Hopefully he can hear me again. Nyakezi, can you hear me, my bro? Oh, I think we've got it going on. So we got halfway through your answer there. So you were explaining to us this concept of releasing music every 2 weeks. That sounds great in principle, but when you've actually got to deliver on that promise, a different thing. What was the motivation behind that again?
The motivation behind this whole project is, you know, I meet a lot of young producers and DJs. They always hit me up and they always want to collaborate. So I gave them an opportunity that, you know what, I'm ready to collaborate with you. You have the talent, you have the music, you have the project. If it sounds good and amazing, let's release it. And it's been well received throughout the whole year.
But that being said, it's great to offer opportunities, but it's still got to land. It's still got to be successful. You've still got to maintain what feels like a freakishly high level of professionalism and talent. What's the difference you're seeing in the artists that you work with? Because this doesn't feel like you're just giving an opportunity to one individual. It feels like you're raising the average of everybody, your whole community.
It is a whole lot of work behind it because there's also, I have to, you know, give them all individual attention. I have to put PR in it. So one thing I'm excited and really, really grateful is that some of the artists that I've released music with, now they are actually signed by big labels and they are actually doing amazing work.
Yeah, take that on board, my friend. We all win together. But there is, of course, the small matter of your own career, your own music, and everything you're doing in that space. You've got new music coming out right now. What does that tell about you and where your journey is? Because you've had a lot of new influences as well. Every young buck that steps into your space is going to plant a seed. You've been exposed to so much more. Your capability is on a different level right now. What does new music look like for you?
So new music for me, it's, you know, every time I meet these young upcoming producers and vocalists, it's amazing because I get to now meet people that I can actually work with in the long run. And that is how I come up with my own music and decide, okay, this is the piece that I want to release now. And I must say, we have a lot of young, talented artists in South Africa, and it's amazing to see them, you know, emerge from different places and different cultures. And that is how it makes it easy for me to come up with new music all the time, because, you know, I get to sit every day and listen to what they make and recreate it. And that's why I'm so excited about my new album that is coming out. It's all this music we're creating every day.
I love it, man. You just fill that cup right back up. And of course, we need to connect to the music, and Music Connect on SABC2, launching Sunday, 8:30. Great opportunity. So what's your role in the mix there, and what's got you so excited about this project?
I have to let the people know that the Music Connect is one of the biggest, greatest concepts when it comes to the music industry. Because when I went there and I was told, okay, now you are going to listen to a whole different genre. At first I was really skeptical, but I really enjoyed it. And it actually proves that we are a musical culture, you know, a different culture that's just amazing and very broad. So I really enjoyed listening to different types of music and different types of sounds. You know, I actually went back home and I tried producing the same sounds. So I just want people to make sure that they do check out the Music Connect, because it's one amazing journey that just brings different cultures all together in one room.
That's our DNA, brother. It is our DNA. And it's not often, we always focus on the differences And that's a very South African thing, but it's the similarities, it's the common threads that tie us together, and music is that language. We're so proud of you, dude. Thank you so much for being so focused on bringing the industry up with you, dude. I get to meet those young artists who get those labels, get the signings, who get that opportunity. So thank you, brother.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much, Fred.
What a legend. And you can get the connection. You can tune into Music Connect, airing this coming Sunday on SABC2 at 8:30 p.m. With his endorsement, you know it's going to be amazing. And right now, we need a little bit of amazing on this studio floor.
Yes, we do. Without any delays, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Tamara Day in studio. And I mean, this is incredible. She broke onto the music scene in the year 2000. Now, Tamara, I don't know about you, but when I think back to, 2005, 2008, it literally feels like the other day. And you think back, you're like, oh my goodness, it's been pretty much over 20 years that you've been in the music space. Has it felt like that for you?
I think just because I'm so immersed in it, yeah, I don't really feel the time passing, it's just, this is my world, and it has been for a while. So, no, I don't really feel it, but talk to me again in 10 years' time and we'll talk.
We'll see. Is the love for music you had when you started out, has it intensified or is it the same?
No, it's only grown. It's only grown stronger. I think as I've evolved, as I've experienced new things, as I've collaborated, ventured into a variety of different genres, expanded my craft in many ways, the love has only grown. I mean, this year I started DJing and I've started playing some DJ gigs. It's just, I'm always kind of, growing and growing the craft, and it keeps it really fresh and exciting for me and for my audience as well.
Definitely. I'm like, is there something you can't do in the musical space?
Yes, I can't rap. Yes.
Don't worry.
I really, really can't, so don't ask me.
Okay. Now, let's talk about your EP that you've recently launched, La Musica. What's the inspiration behind that?
La Musica is all about the healing power of music and the power of the freedom of self-expression. I think this project was definitely a response to the tough times we faced during the pandemic. I just wanted to make music that was uplifting and sexy and escapist, and also something that would remind us of our own sort of power and also of how beautiful the world is, actually. So that was the energy behind it, and it's all about just sort of transcending everyday life and, taking yourself up to the stars.
Oh, well, we are ready for that right now on our Thursday. It is your feel-good breakfast show. We have Tamara Day. Here she is with De La Fique. Take it away.
Thank you.
You can't handle De La Fique, so she can laisser magnifique. You can't handle De La Fique,
Yo, girl.
so she can laisser magnifique. No, you can't handle De La Fique.
Her face is like moonlight, her love is like sunshine. She's a comet speaking deep into your eyes. Her love is like starlight, her arms are the divine. Can't remember ever feeling so alive. Yeah, one thing I remember, it was 8 September when you and I locked eyes one summer night. No need to pretend, yeah, no faking it to friends, yeah, 'cause in a blink we left them all behind. I think you should find another girl, 'cause this one's got you spinning round the world. Oh yeah, I think you should find another girl, 'cause this one's got you spinning. You can't handle De La Fique, so she can laisser magnifique. You can't handle De La Fique, so she can laisser magnifique. No, you can't handle De La Fique.
I flew all the way from Johannesburg just to see you shake your ass in these Paris clubs, in these Paris clubs, in these that you wanna climb are behind you. All the stars in the sky, they surround you. First class seats for that ass. Holiday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Samadhi. Holiday, Samadhi, holiday, Samadhi. It's not a holiday, it's Samadhi.
You can't handle being a freak.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Samadhi.
You can't handle being a freak.
Move with the vibes, move with the times, move with the
So
times.
shake it, let's see magnifique. No, you can't handle being a freak. Woo!
I flew all the way from Johannesburg just to see you shake your ass in these Paris
Shake your
clubs.
ass
In these Paris clubs.
in these Paris clubs. Yeah.
In these Paris clubs.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. I don't know if this is going to make you excited or hit a flat panic, but yes, Black Friday is coming and there is an opportunity to score the deals of a lifetime. And you know, when it comes to Samsung, it's a different game entirely. We are going to talk TVs. I suggest you get the notepad out. Your bucket list is about to be completed.
Thank you so much, G. A very good morning to everyone in studio. Molweni Nonge Mzansi. We are coming to you live from Johannesburg, namhlanje. Black Friday is around the corner and the excitement is in the air. And what I love and appreciate most is that Samsung always has us covered with amazing premium deals. And here to discuss the Black Friday deals is Anesu Malisa, who is the Samsung Gen Z marketing lead. Anesu, good morning.
Good morning.
You know, Samsung always has the people covered.
Yes.
There's some incredible Black Friday deals. Please talk to us more, especially in the premium TV segment, the 98-inch QLED 4K, super big.
Super
television.
big,
Yes.
super massive, our super-sized TV, just as you mentioned, this coming Black Friday, we have an unbeatable deal on our amazing QLED, our 98-inch QLED 4K TV. You do not want to miss it.
Truly not. 98-inch, I can't even begin to conceive how massive it is. Okay, what are some of your favorite standout features when it comes to the super big, super massive TV?
Obviously, starting off, you mentioned the size. It's huge. 98 inches, it's huge. It's even bigger than from my one hand to the other hand. And I think, obviously, with such a big TV, sometimes the worry is, okay, cool, especially, you know, we throw around words such as 4K, 4K. But maybe someone's like, okay, but what happens if I'm not always watching 4K content? I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm, you know, going from Netflix to Disney Plus to YouTube. Yes. What happens if I'm not watching 4K? Well, the amazing thing is our amazing TV comes with the neural quantum processor, which is a little chip that's inside the TV that allows for AI picture enhancement, which makes sure that no matter what content you're watching, you get the best picture possible. And some of that enhancement includes making the picture more clearer by making it sharper so that you can really see the detail in the picture, because you have 98 inches, so you can see each and every single detail thanks to the AI-powered chip, right? And as well, including that is the contrast. It's enhanced contrast. What is contrast? Contrast obviously meaning you get your whites, you get your purest whites, but more excitingly, you have the deeper blacks. And what I mean by deeper blacks, have you ever been watching content on TV and maybe the series is set at night, but you look in and you're like, it's not as dark as it's supposed to. It's like ashy black. I like to call it ashy black. But thanks to the AI, you get those deeper blacks and you're like, yes, I can see it is very dark. And so that's just some of the amazing features. And additionally, we kind of were speaking about this earlier on, there's also multi-view. Because you got a giant TV, maybe you have a lot of people who live in your house, and people are fighting. I want to watch something. Someone else saying, I want to watch something. Well, thanks to multi-view, you can actually split the real estate. One person can be gaming on the one side, and another person can be watching sports on the other side.
How does that work in terms of audio as well?
So the great thing is you can connect your Bluetooth headphones and also earbuds to the TV, so ensuring everybody just sort of has their own space doing their own thing on the TV. It's incredible.
What? It sounds like an immersive experience, and nothing beats crisp picture quality. That's something that I truly enjoy when it comes to televisions. Now, talk to us about the added benefits for purchasing this TV. I'm seeing new Freestyle 2nd Gen projects.
Yes, So if you get the TV, you also get the Freestyle on us. And this is the 2nd Gen, which we just recently launched. So you're basically getting like a 2-for-1 type of special. And the really cool thing as well, there's an amazing feature on the Freestyle where you can actually connect the two. So you can view the same thing on both the projector and the TV. So it's a pretty sweet deal.
I love how Samsung is also very much innovative, because there's the solar cell remote control as well. Tell us more about that.
Samsung is all about sustainability, and so we're including our solar-powered remote, which is a very eco-conscious remote, which means no more batteries, no need for batteries, no need to be slapping your remote if it's not working, because it's solar-powered.
That is incredible. Let's talk price point, Anesu.
Yes.
What can viewers expect?
Yes.
What are we looking at here?
So we're looking at around 100,000 for the 98-inch TV. But once again, once you really see the benefits of having the 98 inches, you'll be like, I get it. I get it.
It's going to be worth it, right? Thank you so much for coming through to tell us more about what we can expect from Samsung when it comes to their Preview TV segment deals. Thank you, Anesu.
Thank you for having me.
Well, there you have it. Having an awesome television is all about convenience. And just to add that, you know, added flavor to your life and your viewing pleasure, make sure to do the right thing and look out for Samsung incredible Black Friday deals. Well, that's how we wrap up here in Johannesburg. Back to you guys in studio.
Do it like this. Get it, move it, own it. Do it like this.
Bespoke.
Welcome back to our little slice of heaven right now. We are so happy to be connecting with two very honest individuals for our next game. I don't want you to change the channel because, yes, this is a safe place where we binge it or bash it. Today, the genre is comedy films. But will these classics get a laugh from our panel? Well, let's find out. And please, play along at home and justify your answer. We've got Tamara Day here, one of my oldest friends in the industry. We've walked
I think you've got to be careful with that word.
One of my longest running friends in the industry. One of my freshest No, you're amazing, girl. You're absolutely amazing. And it's been a privilege to have this front row seat. I've just watched you level up,
I'm just getting warmed up.
Oh, I know. But this is the thing. I feel like I'm just getting started as well. So all I ask for is honesty. And Zozo can't not be honest. She's just not wired any differently. And I know you to be exactly the same. So I'm going to give you a movie title. You're going to tell me if you can binge it or if you're going to bash it, kick it to the curb.
Okay.
And the first one, I never got into it, is Mean Girls. Is this something you could binge, or are you going to bash it? Ooh, Zoe's face is...
I'll bash it. Once or twice, I can't binge it. Bash.
Okay.
Definitely can't binge.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a bash.
With a
but
bash.
I probably enjoyed it the first time.
I don't think I can even remember it, to be honest. I know it was quite iconic in that sense. So this is going to highlight just what my intellectual ability really kind of matches up to. Anchorman.
Binge.
Anchorman, is that with Jim Carrey?
No, that's Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
Oh, well, anything Will Ferrell's in, I'm going to say binge.
I will binge this all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. I love it. This one might speak to a particular kind of comedic enjoyment. Mr. Bean's Holiday.
Bash.
Not my scene.
Not in this
Not
far
a huge
south.
Bean.
Yeah, man, we southern hemisphere.
My dad loves Mr. Bean. I need words out of someone's mouth.
Yeah. I never got into it. I like sort of more dark humour than the slapstick.
Yeah, completely. I prefer the other version of his comedy as well. Like the more grown-up stuff, I absolutely love it. But I've got young kids, so I appreciate Mr. Bean. I really do. This one could be a game changer. Home Alone.
Sure.
I know.
Bash.
Why?
Do you feel like you're letting someone down?
Films? I can't remember any of his movies.
But we watch it every Christmas. Come on, surely we watch it every Christmas. Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin.
Okay.
Iconic.
Sure.
I watch it every year. So as much as I want to say I bash it, I binge it. I watch it all the
I
time.
will give it a go this December, and when I see you all next week, I'll report back. But
I think as a kid I killed it. I just watched it over and over, and the tape's broken.
My sister did that with Pretty Woman and Dirty Dancing. And I can still watch it.
Yeah, Pretty Woman would have
Thank
been
you,
a little
sis.
more up my alley.
Oh, this one. I know my answer emphatically. Bridesmaids.
Yes, that's a definite binge.
Binge.
I do, and I binge it all the time.
That's more the vibe.
My favorite is where she's in the aeroplane. She's like, I'm poor. I'm poor.
I was about to say, because this film kind of is your spirit animal a little bit. There's some hardcore, funny, awesome woman in this film.
Yes,
I love it.
Indeed.
This is iconic, okay? And you either dig it or you don't. The Hangover.
Binge.
Oh, yeah, binge.
And then binge again. I love it. This is a difficult one for me because it's brilliant, but I just can't connect to it. Meet the Parents, and then all the others that come after that. Meet the Fockers.
Oh, there were one or two that I did enjoy. I did vibe with that.
Could you watch it again, though? I mean, Ben is amazing.
And
Robert De Niro.
Robert is the father. It is good.
It is very good.
Look, I must be honest with you. I generally don't like watching movies a second time.
Yes,
so that's just unless it's like
I'll watch it
some
once
crazy
or
art film I'm
100 times.
obsessed with. But yeah, Meet the Fockers. I mean, it's classic.
Everyone has taught their child that word, okay? It's fine. I just find I struggle with awkward comedy, so when someone's cringing on screen, I'm cringing and I'll have to leave the room.
Yeah.
I'm terrible like that, so I struggle with that.
I'll bash that.
Okay, we'll bash it. Collectively, we're bashing Meet the Parents. Sorry, Robert. The 40-year-old virgin.
No.
Bash. It's not my humour. I love Steve Carell, but I prefer him in The Office.
I prefer him as a serious actor. I prefer him in serious roles.
You're a little too young for this film, I think.
Not my scene.
No,
I just remember the waxing scene.
Okay, one day when I grow up.
No, I love it. Just for that. Just for that. And how many times people have tried to recreate that moment of hair removal. This one, interesting as well, and it's the man, Jim Carrey, Bruce Almighty.
Ooh, binge. But it's more for Jennifer Aniston being in it than for Jim Carrey.
It wasn't my favourite Jim Carrey.
Because his standard is so high.
Yeah.
It kind of found like a bit middle of the road.
Yes.
You know, like let's make it safe. And this one is going to show my maturity level. Okay, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Dodgeball.
No, I don't. I bash. Oh, yeah.
Bash.
Hey?
It's a no for me.
On behalf of all silly men, I shall
No for
binge
me.
it. I shall binge it. Thank you for your honesty. I knew I would
Thank
get it.
you.
I absolutely love it. You can let us know, what were you binging? What were you dodging like a wrench? We want to find out. And of course, with a little bit of load shedding, it doesn't mean you have to stop binging what you love. With Vodacom, you can access 10 megapixel home internet for $2.99 per month over 36 months. Plus, you can enhance your current plan to get all sorts of amazing tech. But how does this sound? A Volcano Mini UPS, so that you can, yes, keep streaming even if you hit that load shedding stage 20. We don't care. And for all the home internet deals on offer, you can visit voda.com/enhance. Go and enhance your life.
Mzansi, enhance what you love. Add more of what you need to your contract. Choose from a range of enhanced options in-store or online. Further together. Vodacom.
What you will be binging is the next hour and a half of S3. We've got some really exciting stuff coming up. Ryle's going to show us how to actually clean a Weber, so you can get onto that this weekend, because I know yours needs cleaning. And Clem is in the kitchen, showing us different ways to consume a rotisserie chicken if it's not just smashing it in your face. We'll catch you guys after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
I know what you want to see this morning. Ryle in a Speedo cleaning a Weber.
I don't know, we might be able to organize that. No, it's absolutely true. I mean, grilling up a storm outdoors, it's wonderful. But if you've had any kind of marinade or anything involved there, then it becomes a little bit difficult. A sponge becomes your ultimate weapon, but you need a little bit of guidance. And Ryle recently showed us just how easy it is, if you approach it the proper way, to keep our Webers in tip-top shape for the next braai. Is he in a Speedo? Let's find out. Please be in a Speedo.
Now
Now, with the warmer months fueling our passion for outdoor grilling and braais, maintaining their sparkle is the secret to enjoying outdoor impromptu adventures and backyard fun. Now, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to keep your Weber spotless, especially after a mouth-watering feast. Oh, looks like we've got work to do. Like everything else, your braai deserves a little TLC now and then. The right maintenance not only prolongs its life, but also keeps it looking pristine all year round. All you need is the following: a pair of gloves, I'll tell you why in a bit. We've got our grill brush over here, a scraper, some Weber braai cleaning spray, a sponge, a microfiber towel, and then a dustpan and broom along with a bag, and that's obviously for all the ash. But luckily, Weber has an array of cleaning products to cater to all our needs. Available on their website online, as well as various stores across the country. Yeah, they've got us covered. When it comes to cleaning, Weber does the heavy lifting. Simply preheat on high until the food residue burns off, then use their specially designed brushes and scrapers to easily remove any remnants from the cooking grate while it's still hot. Once the grates have cooled down slightly, a plastic scraping tool works wonders for loosening residual grease inside your burner. Obviously, when you are working with your Weber, things can get very greasy, especially when you are cleaning it. So it's best to wear some rubber gloves and get our clean on. Weber offers various specialized cleaning sprays for different purposes, including grates, enamel, and stainless steel. Today, we're using the all-rounder braai cleaner. Once your Weber has cooled completely, give the grates a generous spray and remove any residue with a brush or scraper. Then wipe it down with a wet sponge. This braai cleaner not only dissolves grease and dirt, but also leaves your barbecue shining like new. You can also use the braai cleaner to freshen up the bottom and outside of your grill. After brushing out all the charcoal ash with a brush and pan and rinsing with soapy water, simply spray, wait for about 30 seconds to let it work its magic, and wipe it off with a microfiber cloth. Remember, when cleaning a stainless steel exterior, wipe in the direction of the grain to avoid scratching. Rinse the frames or panels with lukewarm soapy water and a sponge, then dry thoroughly with a microfiber cloth. Now, honestly, I've been absolutely loving all the mouth-watering Weber-inspired recipe segments that we've shared on Expresso for the last few weeks, and there's so much more to come. I'm just proud that I got to do my part in keeping this braai in tip-top shape. Question is, who's ready for another one?
That's a clean Weber.
It is, and there was no speedo, bro.
I don't think I'm actually so impressed that he got it that clean.
My Weber has never been that clean, but because I didn't follow those steps. So hopefully that's going to help you keep your grill in perfect tip-top shape, because we've still got a lot of braaiing and, yes, eating to be done.
We are in the kitchen. Chef Clem, he is here. And if you are aware of all the Black Friday deals Woolies have been teasing and spoiling us with, you would know that for this week, if you buy any 2 rotisserie chickens for 170 Rand, you can also buy the tin roof ice cream. But today is all about showing you ways and how you can capitalize on this Black Friday deal. So Chef Clem, I love that Woolies has this Black Friday deal. Chicken 3 ways, because I mean, it's not every day, you know, like I'm thinking of us, we're just 2 individuals at the house. We won't get through 2 chickens without creating wastage. So how can we be creative with our dishes?
I think keep it simple. Use the already amazing, delicious butter brine rotisserie chicken, and then just go with whatever vibe or fierce you feel like in the day. But I'm kind of creating this for the matrics and grade 11s that are writing right now, because these are really simple dishes and they are full of flavor. So if you've got like 20 minutes, not even 15, to put together a meal that's going to really be good, it's these dishes.
And this is wholesome. This is something you would want if you're busy studying. You want to fuel yourself. You want the right nutrition so that you can keep focusing on your work.
There we go. So what you got is a Woolies Rustica baguette, and what I've done is obviously just halved it and toasted it in garlic butter because I'm feeling fancy. You can use normal butter at home, absolutely. Then I'm going to put you onto our cast iron pan. Perfect. In there we've got some peppers and onions.
And I just did a little, what do you call, a saute.
And actually tell the people, You actually really did
I
this.
did saute this.
Not only presenting, sometimes he comes in the kitchen and does the food prep.
No, hardly. We have an
Budgets.
incredible
We
team.
all have to double up.
We have
I
an
do-
incredible team, and I offered because all I had to do was stir and make
There
sure
we go.
nothing burned.
Amazingly stirred peppers
Thank
and
you.
onions. To that, can you add your rotisserie chicken, which we've chunked? So I
We've
like
shredded
keeping
it.
More than shredding, I like keeping it in chunky, big chunks of chicken. I don't like it getting too lost in the sauce, especially if your onions and your peppers are in strips. So I don't want to lose it.
Okay.
Then we're going in with some Woolies smoky barbecue marinade.
And can I just tell you, so we buy our chickens every Sunday because that's the normal special, 170 Rand with your rewards card. But this is a Black Friday deal where you're getting it for a couple of days in a row. But the secret to your rotisserie chicken is to shred it the minute you get it, or to debone it, not necessarily shred it,
the minute
but
you get it.
just debone it as soon as you get it, because if you put it on the fridge and only the next day you debone it, it's a little difficult.
Yeah,
and then
I feel you. I feel you.
It's just so much easier.
And that was
Chicken, this smells good.
I like that was a really helpful tip. You shred it as soon as you get it, because obviously the meat's a little soft, it'll just like slide off the bone. Cool, so you've got that looking good. Let's get you some...
So we're making a barbecue chicken.
You're making a barbecue chicken sub. So you can add chili to that if you wanted to, but we're gonna keep it plain for now. So as soon as you're good, you can kind of scoop all that on top of your toasted baguette. I'm gonna get some mozzarella.
Oh, this requires a song. This is beautiful.
A song? Pity I can't sing.
Ah, me too. It's a pity.
Okay. And tomorrow, no, it's fine, it's okay. So, chicken going down. As soon as you get your chicken down, while it's still hot, get that cheese on there. There's enough heat in there to actually melt it, but you want to melt it with a blowtorch?
You can, yeah.
You want to go for it?
You go for it, sure.
Oh, okay, there we go.
I think Amma has it.
So remember yesterday when we did that baked Alaska thing when we used the blowtorch to torch the outside of the marshmallow?
Did you finish the... Oh, there we go.
Look at that. This little light of mine.
I think keep it upright because I think the little bit of gas that's in there...
You know what? Use your imagination.
Yes, so you just give it a little
imagination.
melt. And if you don't have a blowtorch, just maybe in the microwave.
There's actually enough
or
heat
just
in
under
there.
the grill.
There's enough heat in there to get the cheese all nice and melty. You know? Okay, cool. But like you said, under the microwave, under the grill, totally go for it.
Baguette done. That's meal number one. We promised the people 3 ways.
Okay, well, we're going to be quick. Now we're going to do it like in 45 seconds or less. So let's go for, we're going to do a wrap. So wraps are really great because, again, it's just the ease and convenience of putting them all together. So we're going to go with some more of our chicken going down.
So this time we're just using the chicken as is. Doesn't go in a pan or anything.
Okay, so chicken goes down. Actually, I like toasting my wraps just to get that little texture on the outside. A few peppers go down. A little bit of feta. Actually, I can feel Nicole looking at me in the back of my mind. She's like, no, that's for the quesadilla. You know what? Make whatever you like. Chicken goes down, cheese goes down, a little bit of slaw goes down, and then we got some harissa paste. Can I get that spoon?
I'll grab you a spoon. There you go.
Thank you so much. And we got that little pan on there.
Our pan is nice and hot. So I have to admit, when I make a wrap, I tend to misjudge the amount of toppings I squeeze in there, and then I end up having too many toppings for the wrap, then I don't know how to wrap it.
No, I got you. So what I always do is the first thing is fold it over and kind of pull all ingredients to one side. Then you've already kind of created the cocoon. Well, I broke it now because I did it the first time. So they get everything to one side.
Get everything into one corner.
Into one corner. Pull it in, tuck it in, fold in the sides, and then roll up.
Then you roll it again.
Then you roll it again.
There we go. That's a chefy.
And then you just toast it a little bit just to seal that seam on the end. The other one I like doing is a quesadilla. Quesadilla, because it's got a double L.
Okay, so we've got portion one. It is our sub that we've made, barbecue sub. Ooh,
Okay,
that is really
pop that down already. That was very quick.
Really quick. Okay, this thing's hot.
I'm gonna pop that with our sub. There we go. Last meal.
Okay.
Last meal going down is gonna be a quesadilla. We're gonna hit it with some more cheese. You can do mozzarella as well. Yes, you can. Can I get some mozzarella, please?
Mozzarella, yes, we have got slices for you.
There we go. We're going mozzarella and we're going cheddar because we can.
Yes.
And I really like using the sliced cheese from Woolies. It makes life so much easier, not having to pull out a grater every time you want some cheese. There we go. So peppers go down. Feta goes down.
I love a good quesadilla.
And this one's got 3 cheeses, just again, because it's the fun of it, but you can choose 1 cheese and put that down. Have we got more chicken? Yes, we do.
Yes, we've got chicken, and that's our main ingredient for today.
There we go. All that chicken. And do a mixture of the dark meat and the light meat. So a little bit of the thigh, the leg, the breast, all of it. And then the wings, your snack.
Can I just tell you something I did if you want to add a 4th way to really have some fun with our rotisserie chickens? If you take a wrap, You brush it with a little bit of olive oil and you pop it in the oven or even the air fryer for 2 minutes, not even. It becomes nice and crispy, and that is a healthy alternative to a pizza base.
Yes, nice. I like that. Okay, so now carefully transfer your quesadilla to the pan. What's going to happen is that cheese is going to melt. Everything's going to become nice and flat.
Oh.
There we go, onto the heat.
I turned everything off for you.
As soon as it's toasted, give it a turn. 3 meals, we did it. Serve it with guac, serve it with some lime. There's all three together. 179 Rand for 2 rotisserie chickens is what you're going to do.
Oh, well, listen, you can find this recipes, in fact, all of the recipes we've made on our website, expressoshow.com. Plus, remember, W Rewards members buy 2 tin roof ice creams or 2 rotisserie chickens for only 170 Rand. Now, that is either 2 tin roof ice creams or 2 rotisserie chickens or one of each. So that all comes down to 170 Rand. This offer is valid until the 5th of November, so I would suggest you capitalize on this incredible special. Those T's and C's do apply, but do enjoy this Woolies Black Friday deal.
Now, you can't have the original party starter in the house without starting a party. And we demand the bangers. Tomorrow day, we demand them. What are you going to perform for us after the break?
I'm going to bring them to you. I've got a brand new one. It's just dropped on my EP, and it's called Appetite.
Appetite. We have an appetite for that, my friends. Yes, we're going to get into those news and sporting headlines and another absolute banger. Hopefully, you've got the appetite for it. We'll see you now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I hope you've had a really good break. I hope you've brought you a cup of coffee. It is top of the hour, and Zoe is bringing us the news.
Thank you, Grant. Well, let's take a final look at your headlines, starting with national news. The Gauteng Department of Health says investigations are continuing into Matthew Lani, who posed as a medical doctor. The Johannesburg Magistrates Court has withdrawn charges against him for the time being due to a lack of evidence. The National Prosecuting Authority, the NPA, says it's not a crime to lie unless it happens under oath. However, the NPA says it will continue into investigation and charges will be reimposed if new evidence emerges. Lani was arrested at the Helen Joseph Hospital on Sunday evening. And staying with our local news, UNISA has welcomed the ruling by the High Court in Pretoria that the decision by Higher Education Minister Bladen Nzimande to appoint an administrator for the university was unlawful and in breach of the previous court orders. Nzimande has appointed Professor Aaron Rensburg, former Vice-Chancellor of the University of Johannesburg, as the new UNISA administrator for the next 2 years. UNISA spokesperson Nolwazi Mwabi said the university believed that the court decision was sound and correct. Moving to news abroad, Ugandan troops have killed at least 11 militants, including the attackers who murdered 2 tourists and their tour guide at the Queen Elizabeth National Park last month, a Ugandan army spokesperson has said. British citizens David Barlow and his South African wife, Emerentia Geyer, were shot dead on their honeymoon on the 17th of October. Ugandan tour guide Eric Aliye, who is survived by his wife and 1-year-old child, was also killed. The attackers were gunned down on Tuesday night at Lake Edward, close to the border of the DRC. And the Rafah crossing from Gaza to Egypt has opened for the first time since Israel's siege began more than 3 weeks ago. 335 foreign passport holders and 76 wounded Gazans have been able to leave so far. Israel says 15 of its soldiers have been killed in its Gaza operation since Tuesday. Israel has been bombing Gaza since the 7th of October Hamas attacks on the country, in which some 1,400 people were killed and 239 were taken hostage. At least 8,700 people have been killed since Israel's retaliatory bombing of Gaza began. And Soweto-born director Mpumi Mbele's Music Is My Life has made history as the first documentary to be selected as essay submission at the 96th Annual Academy Awards, also known as the Oscars, in the coveted category of International Feature Film. The documentary narrates the story of the late Joseph Shabalala and his rise to superstardom with his band Ladysmith Black Mambazo. In recent years, South Africa has been unlucky at the Oscars in that category. Its previous 4 submissions, Barakat, Tourbos, Knuckle City, and So the Winter to My Skin, failed to pass the first stage. South Africa only ever won in this category, previously called Foreign Language Film, in 2006 with Tsotsi. Well, that's where I leave your headlines. Let's take a final look at your sport.
Well, from history-making moments to a team that seems to be making history every time they take to the pitch in a remarkable display of cricketing prowess yesterday, Quinton de Kock did it again. He notched his 4th century in the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, while Rassie van der Dussen was explosive, securing his 2nd ton. So the Proteas triumphing by a substantial 190-run margin over New Zealand in Pune yesterday. So de Kock scored a very composed 114, then van der Dussen smashed 133, and then, of course, the bowlers, as they've been doing, backed them up. Keshav Maharaj claiming 4 wickets, and then Marco Jansen, who really has stood out. He took 3, restricting New Zealand to 167. So the Proteas, they'll need that momentum. They secured their 6th win out of 7 matches, showcasing some excellence in their balance in the ODI format, with an 8th consecutive 300-plus total. Went batting first. You can take a look at that batting average. Beautiful, but we're going to need it. Our next challenge is probably the biggest so far, up against hosts India at Eden Gardens in Kolkata on Sunday. You can pretty much expect 110,000 opposing fans to be in that stadium. It's going to be like a mini final. Now we look at the flip side of that narrative on Australia's journey. An unfortunate turn of events. Australians, their all-rounder Glenn Maxwell is out from the upcoming Cricket World Cup clash against arch rivals England. So media reports have now revealed that the 35-year-old sustained a concussion and significant bruising when he fell from a golf buggy after a night round during a break in the tournament. Not the first time this has happened. In fact, for him, this marks the 2nd freak accident for Maxwell within just a year. While he will obviously miss the upcoming match against England in Ahmedabad, Maxwell is anticipated to make a return for the later stages of the tournament, thankfully. Now, speaking of returns, Novak Djokovic made a triumphant return to the court on Wednesday, effortlessly defeating Thomas Echeverri 6-3, 6-2. The victory solidifying his top-ranking position by some margin, especially because his two closest rivals suffered losses at the Paris Masters. So Djokovic, participating in his first individual tournament since that September US Open win, secured the win in just 1 hour and 24 minutes. Really did make it look easy. And that now sees him facing his next opponent, Dutchman Talon Griekspoor. And then our second seed, Carlos Alcaraz, he was upset by qualifier Roman Safulin. And then earlier on in the day, third seed Daniil Medvedev, he had a meltdown. He experienced a Paris tantrum, losing 6-3, 6-7, and 7-6 to his old foe and friend, Grigor Dimitrov. Then we turn to football, and probably the biggest accolade in Africa, Nigerian sensation. Victor Osimhen has been selected as one of the 30 very strong nominees for the 22-23 African Player of the Year award. So the prolific Napoli forward led Serie A scoring charts with 26 goals last season, netting 10 in the 23 African Cup of Nations qualifiers as well, including a remarkable 4 in one match. Some other contenders hail from Morocco's history-making squad. They, of course, reached the World Cup semi-finals in Qatar and had us all believing. That includes Yassine Bono, Ashraf Hakimi, Sofiane Amrabat, Hakim Ziyech, and Youssef En-Nesyri all plying their trade at the top tier. Then past winners, Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah, also among the nominees. So whoever wins this one, it is going to be a massive feat. What a strong field. That's where we leave our sporting headlines for this Thursday morning. The roads will be up and running. Let's see if there are any incidents you need to know about.
We start with traffic in the Eastern Cape. There are road closures at Dangwana due to community unrest on the R61 St. John's towards Mthatha. Please avoid the affected area. And then moving to Johannesburg, there's a stationary vehicle in the travel lane on the N3 northbound after Linksfield. The left lane is closed. Please drive carefully. And as you can see on your screen, that is where the vehicle is broken down. That's your traffic. Let's take a final look at your weather. And the SA Weather Service has issued yet another fire danger warning. Extremely high fire danger conditions are expected over the David Kruiper, Kai Garib and the Karreeburg local municipalities of the Northern Cape, where it will also be very hot. The Weather Service also expects showers and rain along the east coast and the adjacent interior, with morning drizzle along Mpumalanga and Limpopo escarpment. Isolated thunderstorms are expected over the northeastern parts of the Northern Cape, and for tomorrow, the Weather Service forecasts isolated thunderstorms from the north to the eastern parts of the northwest to the Eastern Cape coast. Well, that's your weather update. Let's take a final look at your temperatures. Now that you know your temperatures for your area, let's take a look at your sunrise views. This one was sent in by Kevin from Port Edward in KwaZulu-Natal. And this is what Kevin said. Good morning, Expresso. I feel blessed to be living in this beautiful town and country, and have a beautiful week, everybody. Well, Kevin, thank you for that. You can see every cloud certainly has a silver lining. Share your good morning sunrise view with us on our WhatsApp line. The number is 063 408 8863.
Well done. Yes, I struggle to remember that number every day. That's why I surround myself with intelligent people like this guy. So we've got 1 hour left of the show to savor. What would you like?
Well, there's some amazing things coming up. I want to hear Tomorrow Day play Appetite.
Okay.
And she said she's going to do that,
Yeah,
right?
just for you,
And
bud.
I
Just for
hear
you.
some really great Black Friday deals.
I know you're really interested in a nice new frock, a dress and some sandals, because one must. Okay, going into a brand new season, I love the fact that Black Friday isn't just about the tech or those big buys. You can get some insane value on those statement pieces as well. So we'll inspire you on that note on the other side of this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You are just in time. We are in the final hour of your Feel Good Breakfast show, and we just want to get you up to date. Now, you can head in the game and play all of your favorite sports stake sports pool games. Now, sports stake is a sports pool game with draws, but you bet on fixtures instead of numbers. Buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply by dialing *120*7529# for the USSD. Play responsibly. Remember, players must be 18 years or older, and for the latest terms and conditions, go to nationallottery.co.za.
Oh man, it's so nice catching up with someone who I've been privileged to know, because she has kind of been connected to or a part of almost every maturation of the South African music industry. And it started with Kwaito. We were both there.
Yes.
Yeah, I was the token white sitting next to TKZ on the stage. You get it. But it hit me. I'm looking at this common thread. There is a cadence, a speed, a rhythm. Literally with that first note that drops, I can identify it's a Tomorrow song. There's something about
that's
it.
Lovely.
Do you feel it? How do you know when you've hit that sound? Because I would imagine producers get terrified when they've got to work with you in one sense because it's there.
Yeah.
And there is a particular mold, but there is so much freedom within that. How do you know? How do you know when it's a Tomorrow Day gem?
It's definitely a feeling. I think over the years you can kind of, I know when it's there and when it isn't, and that's just come with like a lot of experience. I mean, and if it isn't, I mean, it's a rewrite from my side. But I think every now and again, there's just the perfect combination of things. It's the right song, the right melody, the right feeling, the right message, just at the right time. I usually know, like, it's going to be a special one when I can kind of visualize the end product very clearly. I can see how it moves. I know what it looks like. I know how it's styled. I sort of get the entire picture, and I'm like, oof,
The stars
this is
align.
a special one.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
and then you've got to layer in a a pop lyric because it needs to land and it needs to be commercially viable. And it's not, this isn't just a self-serving industry where you get to just have fun. You've got to provide a product at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Your lyricism, the way that you can wrap up a notion in one line, you're like a copywriter who is able to do this within that music space. Are you terrified at the creative journey? Or is it a process that helps you in that sense? How do you kind of enter that space?
No, I mean, it doesn't scare me. I think I'm thrilled to be able to just reinvent it and continue to grow in that space. And I think it's just very organic for me. I try not to really overthink it. As long as it's you know, when it's an honest and authentic story and message, then it's flowing. I think if I have to be in a situation where I feel like I'm forcing something, that's going to be, that's something I'd be more afraid of. So I just, if it's not real, it's not going to happen. So I think staying in that authenticity and I think just ultimately, you are your biggest, you know, your individuality is your biggest selling point. I mean, there's nobody else like you.
Oh, completely.
So staying immersed in that and having that be your power is so important. So and that's how I do it.
And the joy of it is once you're in that flow state, you suddenly look around you and you realize the people are in the room as a manifestation of where you're at, and you're the right people to be in the room because you're the only people who can
and you're
be there
vibrating
in that
on the same frequency. You know, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful energy exchange.
This starts on that note, and there is an undeniable, just something that is so magnetic about this next track. You and I is brand new.
Yes.
What informed this song?
I wrote this song actually here in Cape Town on a writing camp with American singer Jan Close.
Okay.
And actually Liquid Deep, as people would know. Yeah, Jonathan Hamilton also did a bit of writing on it. We were all just fell madly in love with the song. There was a beautiful chemistry between myself and the other writers. We reproduced it for this project, and it fits so perfectly with the narrative of the whole EP. But the collab between Jan and I, we've got an amazing chemistry. I can't wait for him to come back over to South Africa, and I'm going to make him jump up with me in all the nightclubs.
Oh, I have no doubt, because
this lots of fun.
We forget, as our South African artists expand, we're also bringing people into that expanding circle.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for being that. Okay, I'm going to let you get your head into the zone, because this one is going to take us all there. I know it might feel like a Thursday, but it's not. It's actually a Friday, and it's about 9 o'clock, 9:30 on a Friday evening, and you're starting to feel it because you are ready to head out. Why? Because it's just you and I and Tomorrow Day. Take it away.
Moving at the speed of light, blazing like a shooting star. I would travel near or far for cosmic love. Ha ha, baby, it's just you and I. So don't let go, just hold on tight. We'll be bringing love and light from above. Ha ha. Will I wake up? Is it only just a dream? You and I. Is it made up? Is it just a fantasy? You and I don't wanna lose this feeling that I feel. You and I. 'Cause I don't wanna wake up. I don't wanna wake up. You and I. We've got stardust in our eyes, floating through the midnight skies. When I'm flying through the twilight of my life, will I have you by my side? So let me be your only one. I love you while we chase the sun. When everything is said and done, I'll be here. Ha, ha. Will I wake up? Is it only just a dream? You and I. Is this made up? Is it just a fantasy? is it only just a dream? You and I. Is this made up? Is it just a fantasy? You and I don't wanna lose this feeling that I feel. You and I. 'Cause I don't wanna wake up. I don't wanna wake up.
Woo! Thank you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. It's time. Gear up for the ultimate fitness tech review. This is the Big Daddy. We are diving into the sleek and powerful Garmin Phoenix 7S Sapphire Solar Edition fitness watch from Cape Union Mart. Even that full title undersells it. And our YouTuber and digital creator and streamer, Grant Hines, now joins us this morning as we review this incredible little gadget. It's cutting edge, and it's got the features and performance to back it up. Dude,
This is a very, very powerful
What do we even call it? A performance watch?
A performance, yeah, that's actually a performance smartwatch. I actually think that should be the tag. That was really smart.
Take ownership of it. This has got a lot of people excited because it does a lot. Where do we even start when reviewing a piece of tech like this?
This is a step above the rest. When I say that, there's a lot of standard features when you get smartwatches, expected features.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of
baseline that you want to know.
There's a baseline that you want to know. But this is designed specifically for people that are into fitness. And it's got all the bells and whistles with it. It has a 14-day battery life.
Wow,
Which
so
is
you can get lost.
You can
find your way home.
Yeah, if you want to go on hikes for a week, this watch can survive that trip. It's also got, you might see, it's hard for me to, saving a fake workout that I did right now. It's also got, I don't know if you can see on the screen in front of you, but it's also got like a little bit of a darker tinge to it. Not only does that help with the battery life, but it also is the same reason that it lasts so long because it's got a bit of a solar panel in it. So it actually picks up additional battery power from the sun while you are running or while you're working
as one is often doing when you're outdoors and in nature, of course.
So, which is really smart. So picking up that additional battery power from your activity is like really clever. And then one of my favorite features and why I actually really love having smartwatches. A lot of people like tune me out on smartwatches. This is extremely helpful. It's your fitness coach. You can upload your own fitness routines, but it's also got, you can. With the Garmin app, you can upload your own fitness routines.
Wow.
But it's also got Spotify or Deezer integration. So if you want to go on a run, you can wirelessly connect your headphones, leave your phone at home, and then have your wireless headphones and go for a run without your device, just with your watch, while it's tracking your workout, and you can download the playlists and workout playlists that you want.
I love it. This is born out of being outdoors. I think that the brand has built their good name on the fact that they offer just a little bit more when it comes to adventure seeking.
Yes.
How can this help you once you apart from the fact that you can stay alive for 14 days because the battery lasts that long, what else is wrapped up into this incredible piece of technology that's going to really be primed for a great adventure?
I think the workout features are pretty much the biggest standout. So you get all the baseline features, but like on another level, right? Because it's got that solar power, long battery life, got the Spotify integration and all that stuff. But it's also got like really, really in-depth tracking. So everything that you experience, your hill scores, your overall performance, any deep understanding that you need in order to improve your fitness. And so I know like Ryle and yourself would love that kind of thing, which is your VO2 levels.
I was going to say, because once you start getting into that performance space of physical activity, like someone like a Ryle, it's been amazing to me to watch firsthand how he's tracking the information and working or building off that with today's action.
Yes.
He uses it at such a nuanced level because he can obviously understand it, but it needs to be informed by data.
Yes.
We need to be able to get that data. And it's not just about how you're feeling. It's great if you can correlate, okay, I had a fitness win today. What's backing that up? What shifted? What changed?
Exactly. You got all of that data. Even if it also tracks women's cycles, which is also really good.
Brilliant.
So you are understanding of that. But here, if you train outdoors, like a lot of people that use Garmin, you can check the sunset times in real time, how many minutes you have until it gets dark, the solar intensity. So one of the things that a lot of people who aren't into fitness don't understand is solar intensity is not only great for the light here, but you don't want to run when it's too hot.
Yeah. You don't want to be radiated upon, okay?
No, you want to make sure that you are making decisions. If you're trail running, you're making decisions when it's really solar intense to R&R, and then when the solar is better for your fitness, you can actually execute on that.
And in the management of your physical resources,
and your altitude, everything. It's just, it's wild.
That's crazy. So you can actually track what your VO2 is looking like at different altitudes based on your physical output, based on the terrain. That is insane to me, and it's Batman's watch.
Yes,
it's Batman's watch.
Yeah, this is what it is. It's like you get smartwatches, and then you get performance watches.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Incredible opportunity to learn more about yourself, but I think also be proactive about improving yourself. I love the solar editions there, exquisite, but I gotta say, the look of it. It looks meaty.
Yeah, this is the 7S, so it's got a smaller face. It works better for smaller wrists like my own.
So, man, and it's working with the ink there as well. Absolutely exquisite. Well, I think you know, if you want an adventure companion, if you're wanting to get outdoors and improve yourself physically and take the mental enjoyment that comes with that, capeunionmart.co.za is where you can start your little bucket list. Look at the state of that watch. It is a performance smartwatch, and it's beautiful. And if you want to get your hands on it, you go to the website or just get close to your closest Cape Union Mart location. Really easy to find. And here is the good news. So we are going to give one very lucky viewer this opportunity to win a Garmin Phoenix 7S Sapphire Solar Edition Fitness Watch, Performance Watch for their own. What you've got to do is you've got to head over to our competition post on the Expresso Facebook, X or Instagram pages and tell us what is the one local adventure that's on your bucket list and who would you do it with? Oh man, with the Rugby World Cup and the Cricket World Cup happening right now, I'm picking up a few names there, but don't forget to include that all-important hashtag, the adventure starts here. And those entries will close on Monday the 6th. We're going to get a ton of entries for this, so you better make your answers really good, and all the best of luck. Oh, it's beautiful, man.
Oh, thank you, G-Man. I think you should come and join me here because Lint, the renowned Swiss chocolatier, is thrilled to introduce you to its latest addition to the Lint Excellence range. And this is the Excellence Assorted Pouch Bag in 150 grams. Now, with the legacy of crafting premium chocolates, Lint Excellence is celebrated for its dark and aromatic flavors, and the new assortment pouch bag, which takes this exceptional experience to new levels of shared enjoyment. Now, I'm saying shared enjoyment because I need to share this with you, G-Man.
The problem is, so my kids will see this happen on TV, and then when I go home, there is an expectation that I'm going to arrive with, and they'll literally go back and they'll show me. They're like, no, on YouTube, they're like, Dad, no, we saw you get the chocolates.
Oh, I am obsessed with anything miniature. Now, the new assorted pouch bag features single, individually wrapped pieces of Excellence chocolate in your 3 favorite delectable variants. So here we have the roasted hazelnut.
Beautiful.
It also comes in, let's see if we can get different flavors. Oh, here we go. We have the sea salt. And then there is the classic.
Where's the granddaddy? That's probably my favorite.
70% cocoa. There we go.
You
So
can hear
these are your
collective
3 flavors.
resonating. I love this because there is the danger of overindulging if you open one slab. So this is great to kind of pace yourself, but I would imagine it's going to go pretty quickly in my household. The minis are perfect for sharing with family and friends. Makes for an enhancing coffee break. Can you imagine if you're taking a coffee to your beloved and you just have 1 or 2 of these just sitting on your little bucky?
You can have dessert after breakfast. Who said desserts only after dinner? And the Excellence pouch bag, it is an irresistible option for chocolate enthusiasts and serves as a very thoughtful gifting idea. I think that is very thoughtful. You know, if someone maybe just had a baby, or, you know, you want to go visit someone.
You're getting married.
Not rock up empty-handed. That's a good idea.
We love it. I think the flavor variants that they've chosen for these, perfect. If I could kind of balance it out of the things that I enjoy the most, I love this. And it takes you on a flavor journey as well. And if you'd like to get your hands on these Excellence assorted pouch bags, Lint is giving you the chance to win a Lint hamper to the value of 1,000 Rand. That's a lot of minis.
Yeah, boy.
To enter, you've got to head over to our Expresso Facebook, our Instagram pages. That's where it lands. And you've got to let us know this. What do you pair with your favorite Excellence?
Ooh, are you going to put 2 biscuits and a marshmallow in between and in the microwave? What are you going to do? Are you going to have it with some coffee?
A glass of grape-derived liquid. Could
the
be
red
quite
version?
nice.
Well, listen, don't forget to use that hashtag Excellence, the perfect pairing. And those T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. I think you should take some home for the kids.
I'm taking all of them home for the kids. I don't know what you're talking about.
Put it back in the pouch.
I'm with you.
Oh, you're taking those ones? Okay.
I'm going to do it.
Mabel, check this. With a MyGoals premium account, you get 12 free airport lounge visits.
12?
Yeah.
God, David, when are you busy planning your next getaway during office hours? Aman.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso on S3, and Woolies is Black Friday with new deals every single week. Now, ladies, this week we are getting the best of both worlds. I'm talking about 30% off women's dresses and sandals until the 5th of November. And here to show us how to take full advantage of this incredible offer is stylist and creative director Taryn Oppel. It's great to have you here. Oh, 30% off, that is a lot of money.
Can we just have a moment for that? That's a really, really good deal.
And it's not just on the dresses, but on the sandals as well,
We love
which
a good
are...
pairing. We love a good pairing.
It's
and
summer
also with the
staples.
temperatures rising, perfect opportunity to take advantage of this deal. I mean, I'm definitely will.
Okay.
So...
And I mean, I'm a dress girl. For me, I love one pieces of clothing, one item, and you're dressed.
Yeah,
and
slip
I'm
it on and
happy.
go. Easy.
Exactly. So let's talk about what is on offer. What did you bring along to showcase? Because I'm wearing one of the dresses on your railing.
You are, and it looks so good. I love the
Thank you.
colour.
This
It's like
one
a bit
is
of a
super cute. I'm just gonna
batik-inspired
singe it in a little
print.
for you.
I love it.
And look, there's a cute little hole.
The
just like a little
details
peepee
are
thing.
everything. The puff sleeves, a little rouging in front. I love it. But let's get into it.
Oh, let's get into the real.
Okay,
That's
so
not about
I
me.
love talking about colour.
Yes.
Because colour really does inject a lot of personality into your wardrobe and into your life. So I want to talk about the clash of the monochromes and the brights.
Okay.
So let's start with our...
Classic whites.
Every single woman deserves to have a white dress in their wardrobe this summer. It's just the perfect shade for clean slate, fresh. It just feels fresh, right? The embroidery details, exactly. And then if you're like me, who loves a little black dress, as you can see, this is also a really great option. The cut-out details, it's very on trend right
And
now.
it's not too much. It's just a little bit of skin. It's like this dress I'm wearing. It's just like
leaving a little bit to the imagination.
Just a little.
And then here's another version of a white dress. It's the white version of what I'm wearing. And then just adding like a little bit of an accessory to it takes it to a whole other level.
And I mean, you can play with that accessory. I know we've gone with the cream and black, but you can bring colour into it.
Absolutely. There you go. You got it.
Definitely.
You got it. But we also have to talk about the shoe pairing with these dresses.
Okay, so I've got some shoes here next to me, which we don't have to be all matchy-matchy. You don't have to wear the white with the white.
No, so I would, you know, something like this. Let's go into brights. This is a little bit of a boho-inspired dress. A little bit of a slip-on mule is perfect for this. I mean,
you can go with these ones?
Yep, that could be great.
Even these ones would be really cute. All of them, really.
No, they really do all work. I mean, the dress that you're wearing right now, any sort of jewel tone with a hint of gold is perfect. I mean, for me, with my black dress that I'm wearing right now, just added a bit of a stud, give it a bit of an edge.
A little gladiator sandal.
And then I do want to talk about the one-shoulder dress.
I had that dress on Monday.
You did, and it looked so good. It's such a huge trend, and it's so flattering, and it's so fun. I mean,
one shoulder,
amazing.
you can't
Add a bit
go
of a
wrong.
stud to this too.
You're sorted, and you get 30% off, which is incredible.
30% off.
Okay, now,
insane.
Now, I feel like you've touched on some of the colour. Can you just show me this orange dress? My new obsession is orange.
You did
I
tell
tried
me.
to convince
You
the
did tell me.
bridesmaids to wear orange, and they were like, no, Zoe.
This is a little bit of a tie-dye now, but it's quite fun. The plissé fabric is also really flattering and really easy to wear and slip on and go.
Which shoe would you,
Orange
which
is
sandal?
your, I mean, any of these really work well, but what I do want to point out is this awesome sort of woven style in this tan color that complements the orange really well. But I mean, I'm a gold girl. I mean, I love, imagine this with gold jewelry and a gold sandal.
You look so fab.
Right?
Oh, okay, well, Taryn, we have now taken a look at what's on the railing, paired it with some shoes. Let's get some models in here so that we don't have to judge it on the hanger.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've got Letabo here in that first white dress I showcased, which you need to see on body. I mean, the sleeve is fantastic.
It is so
the embroidery
flattering.
details are really great, with a little front tie. Very easy, and then I've contrasted it with a black sandal.
Ah, okay.
So, I mean, normally people would think, you know, head to toe white, which is also fine, but a fun way to do it is to contrast it with a really great black thong sandal that we've done here.
And she's also got a fun pair of sunnies. I mean, there are so many accessories for you to also then play with. I mean, Don't be
No,
afraid
she's ready.
to go
She's ready for
bold
the
and
weekend, I think.
Yeah, I love that. Now, for white's not everyone's cup of tea because, you know, some of us are a little bit, we spill
We're
things on us.
clumsy.
We're clumsy and we just maybe don't feel like, let's say you're going to a bridal kitchen tea. You can't wear white. The bride's going to wear white. So what else would you recommend?
So I really want to showcase this dress coming up right now because it's something that is so flirtatious and fun. It's giving me bougie. And what I love about this is that this can easily go from day into night, and this really does sort of represent that summer night with the fringing. I mean, the gold strappy sandal is quite, you know, eccentric.
This is date night.
It's so date night, but it really does work for a lot. You know, you can really roll around in the day with this and you look fab.
Oh, you definitely will look fab. Well, Taryn, thank you for coming along with this incredible rail, this beautiful assortment of sandals to show us what the Woolies Black Friday deal is all about. Now get 30% off women's dresses and sandals until the 5th of November. What we showed you on screen right now is just a sneak peek of the incredible deals that is available in-store, online, and on the Woolies app. There are T's and C's that apply, and those can be found at woolworths.co.za.
So I'll talk. So in case you didn't know yet, Colour Your Plate with Koo, a life-changing opportunity for chefs on SABC2 is back for a 3rd season. It is an extremely fun and creative cooking platform, a reality show where contestants get to push the boundaries and, from past experience, create some amazing dishes using everyday products that we love that you'll probably have in your pantry right now. And you could be a part of this journey if you enter to be a contestant and to give us a better understanding of what it's like to be in those actual shoes, chefy shoes. We've invited Season 2 runner-up Tabish Sechogela. Tabish, I love you, guy. Welcome back. Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
I've got to ask you very quickly before we get busy, because you're going to be whipping up something delicious. How are you? Because you seem to be you were, when I first met you going into this season of Colour Your Plate, you were in this wonderful opportunity-driven phase. How are you doing now?
Oh, what a question. No, I think it's been since the Colour Your Plate competition. It's been a really amazing journey. And I've been really busy doing my pop-ups, private chefing. And unfortunately, there's some things coming up, which is won't be sharing soon.
Massive.
But there'll be a massive thing coming through. So this year, I wish I can join though.
Oh, I know you'd love to go through it again because you were amazing. I'm going to swap sides with you so that you can get busy here. I love your style of cooking. You are so proudly South African and you dip into the best of what's local here, which I love. And I cannot wait for you to take this cooking style to the rest of the world. Is our little plate fighting with you, man? Where are we here? We can find him. Oh, here we go. How's that? There we go. We're alive, we're alive.
Okay, where we go.
There is an opportunity to express yourself as a chef in a reality show context like this. What do you think it was about your style of cooking? And incidentally, we're making the most delicious shakshuka this morning, so if you want to jump on board, cook along. But when you approach your cooking, what do you think sets you apart? Why were you such a star in this season, man?
I think when cooking really when you cook with passion, it also depends where you come from.
Yeah.
You want to take your root with you wherever you go. And I think with South African flavors, we are missing the upgrading of our food. We've been eating same thing since we grew up and we're still eating it. I think it's time for change, doing something different these days.
Elevating.
And just elevate the flavors and still have the actual thing that we normally eat, but just elevate it.
I love that because it's our time. Our foodies are doing amazing things here in South Africa and abroad. We forget how many chefs we've got in the greater diaspora, just taking these flavors and this knowledge, this localized knowledge. So we're making a shakshuka this morning. So what's going in and what do you need from it?
Not only that.
Not only that.
Cool.
Cool.
Shakshuka.
I love
So what we'll be doing is today now we just have onion here. Your job today is to just chop my garlic finely chopped.
Finely chopped, I can do it.
I don't know how is your
My chopping skills, they are terrible. Well, compared to the likes of you, they are nowhere near where they could be. But I'm happy to play a part because I love cooking, and there's no better way to express yourself. And obviously, I'm gifted to be surrounded by amazing foodies and chefs just like you.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that our ecosystem gives these amazing chefs an opportunity. We've seen so many of the young chefs that feature in these reality shows go on to do absolutely amazing things. What's the end goal for you? When you started your career, what did you want to do, or what was that dream?
I think the dream was to be able to showcase South African flavor in a different angle, not the one that we are used to, but, you know, changing the flavors, using the same thing. I've been experimenting a lot. I think I'll be writing my book soon, South African flavors. And just traveling the world and see how other countries are eating what type of food and learning more about food. And hopefully soon, I will reopen to a biggest restaurant.
I have no doubt, because I know there are some financiers who back your brand, who love what you're doing in this space. I've got to ask you for a plug in here, because I think a lot of home chefs and a lot of people starting their journey might not have the confidence to go out there and enter a competition like this. Why do you think someone should enter this next season of Colour Your Plate with Koo?
I think they should enter because I'm not dead this year.
I love it.
Yeah, so I think the most important thing, you need to try to push your boundaries. You need to push. It's very important to try and see how far you can go. So it's about trying, pushing hard.
And testing yourself. I love that. So I'm going to move across to our array of ingredients here. So the shakshuka has got to have kind of a flavor base to it.
Yes.
What are you adding to this to ramp up the flavor level?
So basically, I'm just adding some paprika. If I want to, you can always add the smoked paprika. I've got the cumin, ground cumin. And basically, just have to have your onions, peppers, and some Koo baked beans.
And some Koo baked beans, which obviously fortifies it from a nutritional perspective as well. Beautiful array. I love the notion of cooking with stuff that everybody has. I think often we look at these cooking reality shows as kind of being only for chefs or people that are used to doing kind of the high-level cooking. This speaks to cooking from the heart and cooking from what's in the home. While we wrap up this shakshuka with Koo, we're going to officially call it the Koo shakshuka, I'm going to reinforce this idea once again, because I can see how life-changing this is for the likes of Tabish. Entries are currently open right now, and it is so easy to be a part of this incredible, this life-changing show. What you have to do is take a video of yourself cooking a colorful meal, and it's got to be colorful, using any Koo products as an ingredient, and then say why you should be a part of season 3. And you can't use the fact that Tabish is no longer taking part as being your reason, but you can throw it in, and we want you to WhatsApp that video entry to 072 741 5357. It is vital that you take this opportunity, but here's a little spin. Because we know that so many people don't back themselves, don't have the confidence to go and put themselves out onto the map, we are adding a little bit of our own spice. We're running a competition on the Expresso social media pages. You can nominate someone you know who has the mettle, the cooking creativity, the skills, the potential to be a contestant, and tell us why. And you could win yourself a Kenwood 500ml mini chopper worth over 1,000 rand, so that you can get creative in the kitchen, or maybe you can gift it to them to help them on their journey. This competition closes Sunday at midnight, and you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. Who knows, you could be, in less than a season's time, joining us on your Feel Good Breakfast show to cook live in front of millions. You could be following in this young man's footsteps. Buddy, we are so proud of you and what you represent. You're a lovely human being. We love the fact that that lives in your cooking, so don't ever stop, bro.
Thank you very much.
Oh, man, good luck. Your entries better be good.
The winner of Colour Your Plate with Koo Season 2 and Mzansi's next cooking star is Karen.
I am at a complete loss for words. I don't know what to feel. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. It's just an unbelievable day.
This Friday on Expresso, winner of Color Your Plate Season 2, Karen Fanamava, cooks us something special and shares how winning the show has impacted her and her family. Plus, she shows how you can enter the competition to be a part of the brand new season. That's Friday on Expresso, only on S3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
All right, it's time. Get your head in the game and play all your favorite sports stakes, sports pool games. Hashtag be in your game, man. Come on.
Sports Stake is a sports pool game with draws, but you bet on fixtures instead of numbers.
So you've got to get your tickets now. You can do it in multiple ways, in-store, on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app, or simply by cell phone banking, or you can dial *120 *7529# for the USSD.
Remember to play responsibly. Players must be over the ages of 18 or older. For the latest terms and conditions, make sure that you go to nationallottery.co.za.
Good luck.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen. Well, listen, if there's one person that's been confusing the daylight out of me is today is not Friday, it is Thursday, but Tamara Day has been here bringing all of her fantastic hits, and it's so exciting that you've been with us this morning. Tamara,
Thank you for having me.
The year's coming fast to an end, and
Yes.
this is usually when artists are their most busiest.
Absolutely.
How can we support you? Where can we catch you? How can we find out about your shows?
Definitely follow me on Instagram and all the other platforms to catch up on what shows are coming up. But I'm actually performing in Cape Town this Saturday. I'm doing the season opening of Zaza, or Darling, as people would know, the Upstairs Club. So that's Saturday night, and then I'll be back in Cape Town around the 16th of December for MCQP. Fabulous, iconic party in Cape Town. And I'll be in and out of Cape Town over December. Lots of beautiful gigs and some DJ gigs as well. I'll be DJing at MCQP. So if you haven't yet caught my DJ set, you must come and check it out.
Definitely. Well, keep your eye on Tamara Day's social media pages, because that's exactly where she'll be putting up all of her various gigs. But for now, one final time on your Feel Good Breakfast show, here's Tamara Day with Promises.
You come around. Come around. You come around with your promises, thinking that you're fooling me. I don't need your explanation. Just leave me alone. Oh, leave me alone.
Expresso. Oh yes, I'm tired of promises, promises. They turn to lies, turn to lies. I'm tired of promises, promises. Oh, they turn to lies, turn to lies. I'm tired of promises, promises. I'm tired of promises, promises. They turn to lies, turn to lies. Thank you so much. Turn to lies, turn to lies. Hey, promises, promises. Oh, they turn to lies, turn to lies.
Thank you. Promises from Tamara Day. New EP has just dropped. Download, download, download. If you need that soundtrack in your life, which I think we all do, just show your support for vocals from the locals. When they're that good, you got to download it. That's what I'm here for. What an amazing day.
What a cool show, Grant. Thank you so much for bringing your tech expertise to the show.
What I do.
Yep, it really is what you do.
Texpertise.
Texpertise. I love it,
go.
man. It's been an amazing day. Best part, we get to do it all over again tomorrow. We'll see you for Friday, baby. Stay safe out there and never forget how much we love you. Adios, muchachos. Goodbye. Well done, everybody. Thank you, Tamara.
Another feel-good production.